And you whisper like that. It was lost long ago, but it's all coming back to me. If you want me like this, and if you need me like that, it was dead long ago, but it's all coming back to me. It's so hard to resist, and it's all coming back to me. I can barely recall. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. I want to say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. And before we get started, shout out, drink one to our veteran homies that gave all. Last of the Tesla Tequila in here. Yeah, you really want to make sure that give thanks to them. But also, everyone check out at Hey David Don and at King Mavs Forever over on Twitter, Standoff Chart and King Mavs over on the Veve app, Kobe Collection, Omi Player One over on the YouTube, Wraithx.ethl main name. We got Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin Cheeks, Veve Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy of Bermuda, Sony Pop Media, Meta Lemon, Veve Dark Link, and Veve Vibes, all on the YouTube. And then you got at Wet Wizard Veve and Gary O at 1234CA3, all on the Twitter. Okay, so I've been hearing so many, and this is where the collector's expertise comes in. This is like if I really wanted to make like a Patreon or make like a NFT locked Discord, be like you can only get into this Discord if you pay me a certain amount on Patreon, or if you have certain NFT of mine or whatever. This would be it. So there is, if you're here and you're listening and you think that like there are too many mints of certain things, if you think there are too many mints, this company made a mistake, most likely this is not for you. Or maybe it is for you because this is the perfect answer to your inquiry, to your question, to your concern. Chavez, why did they not make too many mints? Here's why. Okay, so Charizard, not even including Unlimited, not even including Shadowless, not even Charizard is not, that first edition is not the first appearance Charizard. We have two other Charizards before that. We have the Top Sun, the blue back and the green back. We have the card-ass ones. I think we have the Meji cards as well. Might have been three. Anyway, let's just say two. That first edition Charizard is not the first one. That is not rare. That's not scarce. So let's wind this back. And there are, and just that first edition, thousands, if not tens of thousands of that card. There might be 5 figures worth of that card. PSA 10, PSA 9, 8, 7, 6, all, might be a total of 10,000 or more. That is not rare. That might be a little scarce, that PSA 10. So let's talk about Veve collectibles. And let's talk about that, the amount of additions that, let's just say that first season, going from, the Batman to the, I think it was Dragon Girl. And that Dragon Girl, oh my God, like, what, 888 editions, for that ultra rare, which is nuts. This is nuts. So everyone's saying that, a 5,500, 5,900 is too much for Vader. 6,900 is too much for Mickey Mouse, for that, Steamboat Willie. This is either your first time in collecting, or you're just, you just came in from crypto, not talking about patience, not, you're all about that Moon Boy stuff. You're all about something that's going to stonk in like a couple of weeks so you could flip. This is not about that. Why are there people that have a comic book that is worth millions of dollars? Now, granted, that does have to sell. That does have to sell every now and then for it to become, go from 4 figures to 5 figures, 6 figures, high 6 figures, 7 figures. Why does that have to happen? Because you need to have points of sale. Like that Wayne Gretzky, I think like PSA 9 rookie card, sold for like 100,000, 400,000. It won't just go from one level to another. It usually does have to have sales. Now, for things like this, like for things like Vader, that ultra rare Vader, that is not scarce. That is not even rare. Now, it is rare in the grand scheme of things, but let's talk about right now when there's only, 11, 12,000 people, which, by the way, outside of the active members, we had about 4,000 new activated wallets over the last, 5 or 6 days, since Star Wars came out. Now, how many of those people were from people looking at, because if you're going to a con, if you're going to something like Star Wars Celebration, which is a con, Dragon Con, San Diego Comic Con, New York Comic Con, Wizard Con, whatever you want to go to. Also, everyone smash that like button. I'm gonna get to this in a second. We're going to go to my channel over here, and we're going to go and I'm going to show everyone what to do. Go to my live. Oopsies. Let me make that volume. We're going to smash that like button. It's a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, Super Chats, and leaving that thanks button. Anyway, if you're going to a con, you're going to go through every single square inch of that con. Why? Because there's giveaways. I remember getting like t-shirts, free merch just for doing the competitions. Push-up contest. Go, oh, hey, do the spinny wheel. It's $5 to do the spinny wheel. You can get something worth $500. You can get something worth $5. You're going to get your money. You are going to travel to every single square inch of that con because there might be some merch that's only gotten there, which, again, we're going to have at Veve. We're going to have at Designer Con. We might have something at San Diego, New York Comic Con, but definitely Designer Con, both in Anaheim and in London. But that Vader, that is, yeah, that's not rare or scarce right now. Why? Because that is something that if we have maybe, let's say 10,000 people before this weekend that were, active daily users, like actual, not including the, 500, 600,000 something wallets that we had that have a couple collectibles each, but we had 4,000 new wallets activated this weekend. There's no way to tell how many of those people were from the Star Wars Celebration Con, or if they were just, hey, they were deactivated or disabled in the past and they got reactivated now. There's no way to say. But the fact of the matter is there's 4,000 new wallets that were activated that we're buying. And again, if you missed my video before, definitely go watch that. But we have on Puddin' Cheeks, we have his chart that there was I think it was 1.5. Oh no, I'm sorry. There was $1.8 million spent on the app. 1.8 million gems that were spent on the app on the 29th. That was yesterday. If you're in the US, if you're in England, that was 2 days ago. If you're in Europe. But we also had the number of gems bought were about 1.8 million gems that were bought, 1.8 million gems that were spent, which is really interesting. And then we have the amount of Omi that was burned. It was over 1 billion Omi. So over that 4-day period, from the 26th to the 29th, we had 3 billion Omi, or 3.3 billion Omi that was burned just in those 4 days. That's 750 million Omi every single day on average. Was absolutely nuts. But again, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to rarity versus scarcity. You have something like Vader, which at 5,500 is not rare, is not scarce for the amount of people that are in the app right now. And why I made that distinction, saying if you think this number's too high, get out. And why I said that is because I 100,000% believe that Veve will be a household name. And again, from my collector standpoint, nobody's favorite Pokemon is Rattata. Nobody's favorite Pokemon is like Sandshrew or Ponyta. Maybe some if you're old school Gen 1er that doesn't care about the second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth set. If you just like that, maybe that's your favorite Pokemon. Maybe. But for all the Pokemon collectors, you like your Charizard, you like your Charizards, you like your Venusaur, you like your Blastoise, you like all the Hollows, maybe Pikachu. But those types of things there are hundreds of thousands of copies. Again, first edition is one thing. You have Shadowless, then you have Unlimited. It's hundreds of thousands. I think that we have millions of people in the future on this app. Every single one of them is going to want Vader. A lot of the specific collectors are going to want that Season 1. And what did I just do? Okay, so this is something that I just saw a couple minutes ago, as I'm sipping this Tequila here. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. I went and I bought I basically cut Dolce from the Unicornos. I cut that supply in half. Why? Because they were like $17. So I bought them. I literally bought 13 of them all the way up to like $28. I moved the floor from I doubled the floor from $17 to $34, and I could start selling down now if I wanted. I didn't because that type of thing is scarce. Why? Because there's only 14 of them left. There might be a little more now. Now they're up to $32. But I did that because the floor was so thin. I almost doubled the floor by doing that. I had to spend a couple $100. Maybe like less than $300 to do that. And You know why? Actually, now it's up to 44 because I bought that last one. I have 13 out of I have 14. There's 13 now. I took a couple of screenshots there. But with something like Vader, there's 315 of them. So that is, if you're taking a look at that, that's over 6% because there's 5,900 of them. So that's over 6% that's available for the Dolce, which is very scarce. That's not rare because there's 5,500 of them, but that's scarce because there's only 13 of them. That is 0.0015%, give or take. Let's do that math over here. All right, let's do that. I don't know. I'm sorry. That'd be for 9,800 because some of the unicornos. I'm sorry. The Mermicornos have 9,800. The unicornos have 5,500. But the 5,500 times 0.005. Nope. 4. Nope. 2. 0.0025. That's how that is 1/4 of 1% of the availability out on there right now. And I just did that. So 1/4 of 1% is a big difference from 6% that's available, which again, I did that just for this video. I spent a couple $100 just for the point of this first 12 minutes here, saying that there's a big difference between rarity versus scarcity. And again, that's right now. That is not going to matter 6 months from now, 6 years from now, when there's millions of people on this app and everyone's going to want a Vader. Like, why am I stacking up the Lokis? Why are me and my whale friends stacking up 24% of these secret rare alligator Lokis? Because there's only 800 of them. You're not going to buy an alligator Loki and then suddenly find 1,000 of them on the market. That's just not going to happen. But there could be several thousand of the Mermicornos because there's 9,800 of them. There could be several thousand of the Unicornos. There's 5,500 of those commons. There could be even thousands of the Vader, the ultra rare, and that's an ultra rare. But Chavez, my Veve app says this is an ultra rare. You're telling me it's not? No, right now it's not. It will be as more people get into the app. But I mean, right now the amount of people that could afford that, for the what, $1,800, $2,000 it is, whatever. Let's check what that is right now, just to be safe. Let's see what we got out of these 312 that are available. Oh wow, it's up to 2,400. Not everybody's going to be able to afford that. Like, they're not. A lot of people that are working paycheck to paycheck, $80 is a lot. Why? Because that's groceries for the week. That's gas for the week. 2 weeks. Well, maybe 1 week now because we're in that. So again, I just wanted to drive that point home of rarity versus scarcity and how people are saying there's too many mints of these lightsabers. Okay, let's go to the lightsabers. Let's go to them real quick and say that, yeah, there's almost 20,000 of the Skywalker lightsaber, which again, everybody's going to want Vader. You can't get Vader for 2,400. Okay, let's get his original. Let's get his OG lightsaber. Get out of here, naked HD XYZ girls. We're gonna report you for unwanted commercial spam. Get the fudge out of here. That's what we think of you. And then we're going to remove those comments. Yeah, remove them. Sorry, Justin, almost removed your comment. So when you go to something like the Skywalker lightsaber, right now there's 20,000 of them, but they're under $40. They're under retail, which is absolutely bananas why people do that. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one that's going to be bought up like nobody's business. And again, that's not necessarily rare because there's 20,000 of them. The alligator Lokis, those are rare. Those designer con ones, those designer con ones that are 666 mints, 888 mints, like the Cat Bronsons or the Inked Eve, those are rare AF because there's so few of them. They are so few of those. And the Cat Bronsons, I believe, is only one copy. It's not like Alligator Loki. You have some choice. Alligator Loki, if you can't afford the secret rare for like hundreds or thousands of dollars, okay, grab that ultra rare, which is under 100. Grab that common, which I think is like $20 right now. Grab those. But if we go to the designer con ones, take a look at those. Like, this is something where, yeah, again, that Mighty Jacks. There's only one of them. There's only one of them. There's no common, uncommon, and all. If you can't afford the ultra rare, it's not like you can go down and get lower grades. Like in Pokemon, can't afford the 10, get the PSA 9. Can't afford the PSA 9, get the 8, get the 7. They're all great. Get the ungraded common just for a binder set. For this, there's only 24 available. So let's say 8.8. So there's 3% available, slightly less than 3%. And when you have stuff in the Veveverse, when you have a house in the Veveverse and you want art, there's going to be more than 800 people that are going to want this. And you can get this now for $400. Y'all ever see Moneyball? Y'all ever see Jonah Hill talking to Brad Pitt and be like, this guy, this pitcher, this submarine pitcher is worth at least $3 million, and you could get him for $275,000 just because he throws funny. Nobody wants him. People don't want some of this stuff just because it's not first season, just because it's not, it's not animated, or it's not a first appearance because it's art. This is a con exclusive, which is even better, in my opinion. Cat Bronson, even better. 888 of them, and this is someone that is from, you don't have a physical one with him like you do with the Mighty Jacks, but he's someone that, does tattoos for people in the real world. When we have the McPherson ones, these are all different sets. It's not like there's an ultra version, ultra rare, there's a rare common. No, they're all different sets. They're all different things, and this one has 666. If you don't want a giant clunky Mighty Jacks in your room, okay, you're going to get one of these for $308. You're going to get one of those to hang on your wall. The lenticulars, maybe you don't want because those spin. I think those are great. I love the lenticulars. I have that set. I don't have the Tower McPhersons. I love the Tower McPhersons. They're really cool, but I just, don't want to spend some money on that right now. The reason why I think they're great is because there's only 666. And let's say there's 600 because, Veve would have kept the first 40 and then a couple of random ones here and there. The designer cons, now again, not every artist is going to blow up. Some of them won't. I love my boy Luke Chu, with the Monkey King and the Ghost Bears, because I met him, I had him on the podcast, it was really great. Again, his red Ghost Bear, 888 editions, there's only 25 of them. There's just barely 3% of them available for 154. So that's the difference between rarity versus scarcity, what people are going to want. For that Tower McPherson Ultra Rare 666 editions, you don't need that to be insanely popular. You don't need that to be a Darth Vader where they need thousands or tens of thousands of mints. You don't need that. All you need is a handful of people to be able to want one, and if they can't get it from the market, that creates a squeeze. What happens in Pokemon? What happens in stocks? What happens in certain crypto where there's no availability on the market? That creates a squeeze. The holders don't sell, the buyers want, but they can't get any. The price goes to the heckin' moon. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know I've been talking for almost 18 minutes now. I apologize about that. Just a quick rant that I had to go on. Let me get to comments real quick. It's going to be a while here. So sorry, guys. Justin says, I love this game. I love this game, too. Nomad with Guitar, how you doing, fam? Justin says, Vader got captured in 4K. Vader's amazing. Vader, like that. Yeah, bad times what I did, where I went and I comment F down below to pay respects to my stupidity. Noah Guitar says, hey Randy, yesterday you heard about alien friends at VCon. Can you tell me more about your thoughts on what you heard? I did not hear them about VCon. I heard about them recently, where this one person wanted a bat cowl, but he couldn't get one because you were only able to mint so many of them at a certain date. So he traded, I think like an ETH and an alien friends for the bat cowl. Or it might have been 2 ETH and an alien friends with worth almost 1 ETH for a bat cowl. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I was like, the interesting part wasn't that the bat cowl sold for $6,000, or a couple of ETH. The interesting part was that an alien friends was worth almost 2 ETH. I was like, okay, that's really interesting, because I don't know what this project is. I don't know why it's worth that. I still haven't looked into it yet. But it's really interesting when a project that I've never heard of is, that floor is worth that. That means either, again, I have no idea. Either, Pump and Dump, either they have a really good roadmap, either have the really good people, or they have really good utility, already out the gate, or they have a celebrity endorsing them for whatever reason. I thought that was interesting. I haven't taken a look at it yet. I've been extraordinarily busy. Been a crazy weekend. But yeah, those that's really all I know about the alien friends. I do have to look into them. Justin said, Vader to pass Todd. I think Vader choking other characters in the vault will make him even more of a fan favorite. So there are some really great videos. And yeah, this is the return of Taco Bell. I haven't had a Taco Bell in quite some time. But, when it is Memorial Day, when in Rome, by the way, Rome is a relatively dirty city. It is expensive AF, but Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So good. Anyway, Todd is, that's the first of the first. Y'all are the people, like, again, if you bought Todd at $70, a couple $100, whatever, and you're selling now, okay, that's fine. You 5x, you 10x, you know, 30x your money, 100% okay. If you bought Todd at like 8, 10, 12, 14K, whatever, selling right now, what the fudge are you doing? I don't understand that. Like, this is the, and I get it. There's a reason, which I'll go over in a video later, for Todd's. There's the one thing working against Todd is DC. Is DC saying, and Warner Brothers saying, like, oh, hey, come get, you know, the first Batman NFT of a Bat Cow or on Hero. Somebody going, like, if I were like, you know, people sell Pokemon cards, people sell like Magic cards, people sell baseball cards on heritage auctions. There's so much history with those cards. Any of those three. You immediately know there's already this like page or 3-page long backstory of those cards. You know the history of it. For the Batman, if you go and Google what the first Batman NFT was, it's not going to say Todd, even though he was that first appearance. He was that first one on the blockchain. First one to ever be on 2 blockchains, because he was on GoChain and then he was on the Ethereum blockchain. You know, the Immutable X. You don't have that issue with Spider-Man. You don't have that issue with Marvel Comics #1. You don't have that issue with any of the Disney NFTs. You go and Google that will 100% come up. Yeah, the first NFTs, you know, from Disney were the golden moments. First NFT of Spider-Man was Spider-Man from Marvel, you know, on Veve. You know, same thing with Marvel Comics #1, Fantastic Four #1. That is something that real collectors will 100% do their homework on. They're like, okay, let me dig deep into this and see what was actually first on the blockchain. That they'll be okay with the Todd, but Todd right now is hurting, partly because of the bear market, partly because there's a million other things going on around it. Maybe people get a little bit tired of the Todd, which is, I think, ridiculous, because that's the first Batman ever on the blockchain, first Batman ever on Veve. It's the first of the first of the first. A lot of layers with that, and that whole set, just in general, you have that error set because Eddie Rizzo is not supposed to be a first edition. He's supposed to be just whatever, you know, a common. He's not supposed to be first edition, not supposed to be first appearance. It's just a common. Or I'm sorry, it's just the ultra rare is not supposed to have that, but he does, so that is an error NFT, which gives him an additional layer of value. But when you have something like, when you go, let's Google this right now. Let's just to be clear here, let's go to first Batman NFT. DC Comics believes Batman NFT drop will be a watershed moment. That was April 1st of 20. That was this year. He was on the blockchain in 2020 in December. Absolutely redonkulous. Yeah, picture of Batman #1 NFT right now. That's a different one. You know, Vivi's not even on here. Veve is not even on here. There is. Will Batman NFT be worth anything? You know, Warner Bros. Batman to deliver a $60. Well, let's see what this is. People ask, yeah, from Business Insider, betting on Batman NFTs to deliver $60 million profit. This was definitely Warner Bros. DC Comics to launch the Bat Cow NFT. There's much confusion for people that are not in the know that go on and say, oh, I guess Bat Cow, you know, if they dig deep, maybe they'll see a Palm article. You're not going to see Batman. You're not going to see Todd, which I thought is very, very ridiculous why they're doing that. So, but if you go. First Disney NFT. Let's take Google at that. Let me type that out instead of going and putting a number in there. First Disney NFT. Boom. As noted above, golden moments. That is the first thing that comes up. There is no question. Like in season 5 of Burn Notice, you have Anson going and telling Michael Weston, saying, you know, there might be some question of whether you work for the CIA or not. But there is no doubt on whether you work for me. There might be some doubt, you know, in that same breath, I'll tell you, there is some doubt on what the first Batman NFT is, but there is zero doubt on what the first Disney Golden Moment NFTs are, what the first Marvel NFTs are. You know, Spider-Man, there's zero doubt about that because it's said in the Google. And people that don't do their homework, people which, again, this is a society of convenience. This is a society of instant gratification. Oh, the first thing on Google, that's what it means. And that's what's going to happen. Yeah, and that's not subject to just people that have 60, 100, $200 in the bank. People that have millions of dollars are like, oh, okay, well, this is what Google says. Google's not going to be wrong. Unfortunately, if you don't give the information to Google, Google doesn't have that information. So yeah, I know I'm ranting for a little bit, but that's something that needs to be said. That's something that needs to be gone over, just so people know, what they're investing into. Just says, I think he is the best looking and best animation. His chest plate is reflective and sleeves have good detail. Yeah, that's an amazing animation that Vader has. That is, I wish he would do a slash with his lightsaber, but that choke and then he raises him up, absolute perfection. Love that. VBK says, I can't believe the deals on the older Grails. Oh my god. Shout out to a bunch of my whale friends that are just going ham and getting everything right now at like an 80% discount, 90% discount. Again, Todd was at $15,000, jumping down to this is stupid. There's one thing with peaks and valleys, but this was just a hard level. Let's just dump everything just because, panic and fear. Very oversold. Fear was like at an all-time high. A lot of that fear dissipated when Vader came in because, we burned billions and we made, millions of dollars over the last weekend. But yeah, that was insane. It's still insane, and it could actually go lower depending on what Bitcoin does, depending on what the world does. So moving on, Joseph says, let's get Vader to pass Todd on stream. I think it's got to be close because if he's at 2.4, what's the Todd at? Let's take a look at Batman Black and White. He's been pretty low. I feel like he's at 2.9. So again, Todd's at first of the first. Granted, he's not animated. And there's only one of Todd. It's not like there's 7,500 of them, so there's more than the ultra rare Vader. But you don't have that, Todd as the ultra rare, and you're not able to get Todd as a common or an uncommon Vader. You have, I think, another 10,000 of him. Let's take a look though. We go to the Dark Side collection. How much for the common? Oh yeah, there's almost 12,000 of the common, and there's almost 10,000 of the uncommon. So if you can't afford that ultra rare, okay, well I might as well get one of these. Yeah. So yeah, moving on. Wes says, one last chance to pack your Omi bags. One last chance to pack your bags. One last time. I haven't said that in a while. Thank you, Wes. Noah Guitar says, damn, Daniel, 2,400 for Vader. Got into 800. Very good, Nomad. Randy said, yeah, very, very, very sad boy this weekend. For lots of reasons. So it says, the detail of Vader compared to Todd. I mean, again, they can go back and render anything that they want. Elektra, probably going to be one of the first, because everyone that made memes about her, absolutely hysterical. Petonius Chris says, so what happens when Omi Reserve becomes extinct? I haven't watched Foster Hilt's video yet, but the math seems to be that we could, if it stays around this level, and, God, if it stays around this level, not even going down, and the level of people that are in don't even go up, we could burn through the rest of the reserve by the end of the year. Not including the drops going up, not including the people going up, not including Omi going down. What's going to happen, I don't know. Brock McBlockchain has tweeted that we're going to be thanking our good friend Puddin' Cheeks. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. Does it have something to do with, advertising for Veve? Does it have to do with, something Omi related? I don't know. But yeah. Apparently, there's going to be a lot of good stuff going on. And this is just from the reserve. If I wanted to be a cowboy, if I wanted to gamble, if I was a gambling man, which I am from time to time, it's an Al Pair reference. Comment down below if you get that. I would say okay, well, I can't buy back from the circulating supply and burning it without becoming a security. But there's no laws that say I can't buy back and stake it indefinitely, where that's not going in the burn wall. That's what I would do. But again, that does go into a gray area. That does go into something where, I've had friends that operate in gray areas, which some were fine, some were not, some got arrested, some went to jail for years, and that's just not something that I would do. That's something, not that a Comey would do this, but that is something that the CEO of the company would be like, yeah, I'll sign off on this. Hand it to the treasurer. They'll sign off on it, and then they just dump it on the treasurer. Oh, this wasn't me. This was the treasurer. They do something illegal for X amount of months or years, they pay like a couple $100,000 or a couple $1 million fine. Meanwhile, they make like tens of millions of dollars, and the treasurer gets like 6 months in jail or whatever. Again, a Comey wouldn't do that. But again, depends how gray of an area that is. Again, their lawyers probably all over it, and it's not just them. They're probably talking with Disney lawyers. Like, they have Disney, Universal, they have Marvel, they have all these amazing people as partners. Use them. What did Headmaster Ozpin say to General? Oh God, what's his name? I forget the dude's name. All right, let's look this up because this is a good reference. This is important. Okay, sorry, Emina. All right, so Headmaster Ozpin and General. Oh, no, it's not General Grievous. Headmaster Ozpin and General. Oh God, what's his name? All right, let's do General in RWBY. James Ironwood. What did Ozpin say to Ironwood when he brought his army to his school? It's like, James, you brought your army to my school. Use it. If Comey and Veve, they have these giant mega corporations at their disposal, why would they not want to use their lawyers saying like, hey, if this happens and we get shut down, we got to make sure this is legal, this is available. Can we use your legal team? And Disney would be like, yeah, sure. We pay our lawyers $1,000 an hour, and y'all can use like 8 of them. Y'all can use 10 of them. They each have their own underlings. They each have their own minions. Fine, 100%. YOLO, do that. So guarantee you they're doing that. And I know from what David Yu has said that apparently a couple of those corporations, a couple of those people, they are watching me. If they're watching me right now, I watch House of Cards. I'm on to all of y'all. I know what goes on. Moving on. Crazy Dave 85 says, got Uncommon Vader number 55 on the drop. It sold for $1,900. Then bought the Ultra Rare Vader for $1,100 with enough gems left to go shopping. I love this game. Let's get this right. Crazy Dave, that was a top tier move. That was an amazing move. And again, like, if you haven't watched my video from before, I'll let you know this right now. There was somebody that bought a number 66 Vader for $10,000. It was a friend of mine. Or at least 5 figures. Could have been more than 10,000. And a lot of people were saying, that's too much. That's too much. Why would you do that? That's too much. Okay, if you have a low mint or a special mint, like number 501 for the 501st Legion, or if you have number 66, because execute order 66, or 1977, the year Star Wars came out, you have any of those special mints, don't let somebody that is, picture, who's racist a lot of times. It's a lot of those people that never left their hometown. Who's the people that are really hateful to other countries and other citizens of the world? People that never left their hometown, never left their home country. It is absolutely mind-blowing to me, again, as someone that has, traveled through many countries in the military and out of the military, that Americans never leave their hometown, which is nuts. And what was that question? It's got to be, oh yeah, so don't let people that think in a certain type of way that has only had experience with hundreds or thousands of dollars, don't let them discourage you from setting a price of tens of thousands of dollars for a certain mint. Because why? Because I spent $1,000 and I think $1,200 on a common and an ultra rare alligator Loki. It was number 69 for both of them. And I remember this person saying, like, wow, I can't believe you bought that. I just put it out there just to put it out there because it was number 69. I was like, okay, well, it was worth that to me. My friend that bought number 66 Vader, most people are like, no, 10,000 is too much. Why would you do that? That's like, 10x the floor. Okay, well, it was worth that to that person. Logan Paul buying that PSA 10 Illustrator, that one of one for $5 million. Might not have been worth that to 99.99% of the world. That doesn't matter. Why? Because it was worth that to that person. Why am I so bullish on these 1/7s of the Aston Martins and the James Bond tickets, or even the Aston Martins that have 507 copies? Because there's so few of them, and there's so many whales out there. You guys realize that there are millions of millionaires out there. There are, let me break this down again. There is like 50 million millionaires out there. So there is not just a group of like, 100 millionaires, and billionaires that like go to this Bohemian Grove, go to the, which of course there are, but there's not just those secrets. There's millions of people that have nothing to do with the government. Outside of the military, I had nothing to do with the government. I became a millionaire last year. Not exactly a millionaire anymore since Omi came down, but that'll come again. Also, if everyone could smash that like button, that'd be great. 131 people watching, 40 people liking. Anyway, sorry. I feel only if you think this is good content, because I feel like this is good content. It is worth it to that person. These types of people that can spend thousands of dollars. Like again, a buddy of mine that took me out to dinner last month is like, hey, if you had $400,000, what would you do with it? Well, first I'd pay off the rest of my taxes. Like, if you had that free and clear, nothing else, like, okay. And just to be conservative for my friend, shout out to Ernie if you're there, if you're listening right now. That is, I said maybe only 60% into Omi. And he was just talking about crypto. He wasn't even talking about Veve, which he's got like 900 collectibles on the Veve app, but he was just talking about Omi. At the time, we had about similar amount of Omi. I had like 130, he had like 137 or whatever. He was just beating me. Now that dude has over 200 million Omi. Why? Because I said out of that $400,000, conservatively, I put 60% into Omi, maybe like 25% into like Bitcoin and, 15% into Ethereum. And he said, okay. It's like, but you, like, yeah, I'd put most of that into Omi. If that were me, I'd put most of that into Omi. Just because I know him and he's got money coming in all the time. That type of money, that could go to zero. He'd be fine. He'd be 100% okay. I did kind of the opposite. I put a lot into Omi, I have that 132 million Omi, but I have next to no money coming in outside of like, Patreon, YouTube, Fridge, whatever. So yeah, there's people that if it's worth it to them, they're just going to buy it. So don't let people bullying you into not listing something for what you think it's worth. Now, again, that being said, I did a video on this, but when you have something that is, at some point you got to be like, okay, what's the bird in the hand? What is someone willing to get me right now that I might not get in the future? Perfect example, that 1977 Star Wars comic, Secret Rare. Somebody offered that person, I think, 80,000 gems, which I was like, oh, that might be a little too much. Might be a little too much. I know there's a lot coming, and I think that might be too much. And that person declined it. That person declined an $80,000 offer, or 80,000 gem offer, I'm sorry, and said, yeah, I'm actually going to put it up for 100,000. I don't know whether that person declined that $100,000 offer, again, gem offer, or had gone and that person pulled out, whatever. That person listed it for 150,000, 125, 100. Now it's down to that original 80,000 offer, and my friend's like, yeah, you can heck off. You can heck off right now because I got my Vaders, I got these, and I got that. So again, every now and then, if you get an offer for something that's really, really good, something that you paid $7 for, and you could sell, oh my God, that's nuts. It's absolutely bananas that you could pay 7 gems for something, literally 10,000x your return, and they say no, that person deserves every penny that they don't get. And now my friend's like, yeah, I told him I'd give him 10,000 gems and a couple alligator Lokis. I was like, good. So every now and then, that bird in the hand, if you get a good offer, might not be a bad idea to take it. Just saying. Moving on. We got Wes saying, Chris, Omi Reserve will not become extinct because of buybacks. We're hoping if they can do some buybacks. Justin says, let's get this bread. No Guitar says, dude, Vader's killing the market. Everything else is down. Yeah, Vader's absolutely destroying everything. Vader's a grail. Noah Guitar says, should I buy R2 or get another Vader? Ultra rare. I have C3PO, maybe complete the set. R2 is considered grail. Vader, I'd consider an S tier. R2, I would consider definitely top A tier. R2 is so good. If you want to be really, really nitpicky about this, Vader's really only in 3, maybe 3.5 movies. You do have kind of the transformation, like Koga's Kakuna. Koga's Kakuna, that card, has a Kakuna evolving into a Beedrill, where you have Anakin Skywalker evolving into Vader at the end of, episode 3. So you make the argument that you also have Vader in that Obi-Wan Kenobi series. R2's in all of them. R2's in 1 through 9. R2 is in The Mandalorian. R2 is in probably should be in the Obi-Wan series. Yeah, definitely in the Obi-Wan series. R2 is in Book of Boba Fett. R2 is in everything. And there's only one version of R2. And it's a golden moment. I would probably, if you already have a Vader, I would say definitely get the R2 if you don't have one. Just what I would do. My opinion. Nomad says, what's it going to cost me to get my name in red, written right above VV Vibes? If you're going to buy again, it's only by month. It's only by month. I guess it would cost you, but buy one of my Myrmicornos, or I'm sorry, Nomad Guitar, if you're still listening, what I'm going to do and what it would cost you to get your name in red would be I would go to my profile, I'm going to go to my full sets, I'm going to go to my, oh, I guess I can't because I don't have any of my Unicornos or Myrmicornos on, oh no, here it is, Myrmicorno. Alright, I'm going to put my Dolce number, oh wow, now the floor price is 44 gems, so shout out to everyone that was buying after I said that. I'm going to go and sell my number 3927. I'm going to put that, and it depends how long you want it for. If you want it up there for as long as I'm in the apartment, which could be several months, I'll just put it up at 200 gems. So Nomad Guitar, 200 gems. It'll be up there for as long as I'm in this apartment. That's what it's up there. 3927. If you want that, that's up there for 200 gems. As long as I'm in this apartment, that'll be up there above VV Vibes. Top tier. Sonny just said Betaverse Reso coming soon. Yeah, those guys are tanks. Actually, there was I forget who it was. It was a company. It was not Death Battle. It was another company that was doing a fight between Vader versus Batman, and Vader won. But it was a great fight. It was super fantastic. Like Batman's like, I'll take my science over your magic any day. And then Vader's like, you wish. Oh my god, it was so cool. So epic. Moving on here. Nomad says, what's Risa? Oh, Nomad is such a troll. I love Nomad. I love you guys so much. Moving on. Somebody just said, it's an ultra rare version. Yeah, it's the ultra rare version of Batman. Nomad says, I see. Well. There's fireworks outside. Zeus says, Vader is taking over, y'all. Vader, take over! Noah Guitar says, feel like a complete fool stacking uncommon Vader instead of just buying another ultra rare when I have the chance. Darn it. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. They're going to be good long term. Short term, I don't know what happens. Long term, probably going to be pretty well. Bernard A says, that's pure Vader FOMO. Yeah, I mean, FOMO does get people. That's what drove that battle statue of Batman and the first appearance Croc, fighting. People bought that at like 2,300. What's that, like 200 now? It's nuts. No. Moving on here. Cardlord says, y'all got one? No. Sun Eater says, oof, yeah, I would have stacked as many Ultra as I could under 1K. Was easy to see. It was going over 2K when you compare R2. Fair point. No guitars, exactly. Everything is selling off. Look at R2 at 1,500 gems. Like, what? Selling to upgrade to Vader. Yeah. There's at least one person, maybe two, that I know that sold their R2 for their Vader. Which is... That again, that thing that's working against Vader is that you can't get that ultra rare, you have other options. R2, you don't have those other options. And that was part of Golden Week. So there's something, which, there's two completely separate things. But there's something in Japan called Golden Week. And I feel like in the future, some people are going to be, oh yeah, that was during Golden Week. And I'm like, oh, that Japanese holiday? And there's, going to FOMO into it. But yeah, that's part of that first Disney NFTs. That is very historic. Not that Vader's not. Vader is very historic. But he's not the first Star Wars. That's not even technically first appearance Vader on the blockchain. First appearance Vader on that blockchain does go to that Star Wars comic. But... how many people are going to really care? Again, there's a couple of first appearance of Charizards before the original Charizard. There's that blue back top sun. There's a green back top sun. There's the Meiji cards, and there's the Card S cards. and then there's first edition Charizard. So this, not necessarily the first Charizard that will, or the first appearance of something that will always get that premium. Sometimes it's just what people want. This is the third. This is actually like the seventh, because you had the C-3PO, you had the R2, you had the comic, you had the lightsabers, you had the other Obi-Wan Kenobi comic, you had the posters. So this is the seventh Star Wars thing that's on the blockchain. The second Vader. He is the first appearance, but yeah. I'm just letting y'all know that there are some things working against it. He is animated, though. R2's not animated. Although they could animate him in the future. We don't really know. Oh. Super chat coming in. Oh, I have so many comments. I'm so sorry. Noah says, just bought that Mermacorno. Dope. Just to support you. Yo. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at what we got here. All right. Now, hey, now, ladies. Yeah. Do I have any red? Oh, maybe I don't have any red. But oh yeah, we got Nomad with guitar, buying that Dolce that was sold. Hey yo. So shout out to the heart, and you're to blame, darling. You give 195 up to the Chavez. You see all of those reds. Those are all Dolces that I bought. Why? Because that was so cheap. There is no reason not to buy those. That they were scarce. They are rare because they're rarer than the Mermacornos that are 9,800 for the commons. These are only 5,500 for the commons. And then, like I said, they were scarce. And I drove them down from like 20 something to like 4. Now there's only 13 available, and now they're at 44. So again, just I more than doubled the amount that had happened. And there's no. The only there's a number 44 for like $1,000, which I'm not gonna get. So Nomad with guitar, I have black, and I think I have a blue highlighter, but I will get that up there tomorrow. I'll actually go to Office Max. I'll print out a new Patreon sheet. I'll print out new whatever. But yeah, gracias, senor. Muchas gracias, my homie. So let me get back to where I once belong, if I can quote the Beatles there. Now, where am I? Without news, now I don't know where it lands. Oh, you're talking about, stacked as many ultra rares as I could. I mean, that's fine. Long term, these will be great. Long term, these will be good for either renting out, or they'll be good just because people will want them. Bernardin A says, got a Steamboat Willie. Hey yo. No, McDar says, Vader to pass Walt in 2 weeks. I don't know about that. Again, Walt might not be animated, but Walt, like, there's 4,300 of them, and there's less than 4,000 that you can get. Why? Because Dr. Prophet, there might be 4,400 of Dr. Prophet has over 300. He might have like 350, 400 by now. And there's somebody else I know that has over 100 of them as well. Granted, that person has more Vaders than they do Waltz, but Waltz just had a lot more time being able to stack. Waltz just, again, Reese didn't come on a channel, which taps channel, and say, yeah, Vader's gonna be 100,000. He didn't say that. He said that with Walt, though. He said, yeah, Vader will be $100,000. Why? Why did Reese say that? Is there gonna be some type of utility with Walt? I don't know. Reese might know. He might not know. He might have heard something through the grapevine. But, Reese going on Taps' channel and saying, yeah, Walt's gonna be $100,000. Nobody's done that for Vader yet. Maybe you have someone like Cavell, maybe you have somebody else that's gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be, making those gnarly, amazing predictions. Cavell hasn't been wrong yet, though. Cavell's been on fire lately. So, when he said, again, I didn't say it first. Cavell said it first, the $10 Omi. I said it after him. Granted, mine is a little bit later, in the timeline, and I put some extra things on why I thought it would be 10, but he did say it first. He'll always get that. He'll always be able to claim that over me. Walt is, that's iconic. And if you want to be actually fair, get really technical with this, Walt owns Vader. Like, Walt is Vader's daddy. Like, Walt, because Disney actually owns Star Wars. So Walt, owner of Disney, owns Star Wars, owns Vader. and again, there is no common of the Walt. There's no uncommon of the Walt. There's no cheaper version. Like when you have, let's say, like in whether it's in Pokemon, whether it's in Veve collectibles, you have a certain number, and if that's a floor, that's a floor. There's going to be, and this has happened before. It'll happen again. I guarantee you, it happens again in the next 6 months, where people that get in right now are used to these prices. They see a lot of FUD going on. They're like, oh, there's a lot of FUD. I'm not going to buy too much. They recognize these prices because they'll be down here. And then in 6 months, when these things 4x, they'll be like, well, just a few months ago, these prices were down here. That's too much. Okay, well, where's that cheaper option? Guarantee it. Somebody clip this. Somebody quote me on that. There's going to be people that go and they're going to say, well, this was here. I don't want to pay that, because they're emotionally tied to one number. And people like me are going to be like, okay, where's that cheaper option? Show me where that cheaper option is, and I'm going to be one to buy all of them, because there aren't going to be any. There's going to be people that are going to be here next year. I remember last year when it was this price. Okay, take me out to those prices, and 2023 Chavez will buy every single one of them, because Omi will be to the moon by that point. We'll have Omi to NFT. It'll be a lot easier. But yeah, guarantee you that happens. But right now, there's only one Walt. There's 3 Vaders. There might be more in the future. Walt, like there's so many collectibles and toys of Walt. Like how many collectibles, how many toys are there of Walt Disney? The only one that I know of is actually at the parks. So again, just throwing that out there. Moving on. Bernardin says the gems should spread in the others after FOMO ends. It might. Justin says Vader uncommon will be 2K plus. That's a lot. That is a lot. Definitely not now. I don't think even soon. Maybe in the future. Probably. No one says, I told Dina my price prediction of Vader 600 to 2400. I was damn right. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice 1800 point spread there. but yeah, that's true. We got, all right, so finally I'm up to where I started. So I'm starting off this stream 52 minutes behind comments. Apologies. Sun Eater says, they'll be like the Riso and the Todd. They might. Bill Gardner says, what's going on, Randy? What's going on, Ginferno? Or, I'm sorry, what's going on, Bill Gardner? I hope you're doing well. And Ginferno, I see you over there saying howdy. I need some water. Good idea to hydrate. Hydrate. I was in the sun all day. Excuse me. And Justin says, peeps with Todds in their PP are selling Todd for floor for Vader. I mean, they're both grails. They're both S-tier grails. Which one is going to be greater than the other long term? I don't know. I would favor the Todd, but that Vader's animated. That Vader looks good. But Todd's that first of the first of the first. But again, not many people know about Todd, because if you Google what's the first DC NFT, you're just not going to get Todd, which is a travesty of knowledge. That is a travesty of justice, in my opinion. Excuse me. I'm gonna take some of it. Okay. Alan says, yo, what's up? Yo, what up, Alan? Hope you're doing well. Bill Gardner says, Vader at 2,500. Oh, good for them. All right, let me see. I got a couple of text messages here. Okay, we'll tune in. Very good. Oof, okay. So I posted on Facebook before, having a lot of beers for those that gave everything for our country, which I was having some drinks. And my friend Ty posts, you hecking liar, because I was having peanut butter whiskey, and I was having drinks, and now I'm having some tequila. So, shout out to my good homie Ty. Moving on here. Let's get the spread. We got Mike X says, old money is dying out. Nerds have new money. Nerds love the Veve IP, and the money is going to pour in harder and harder. I'm loving my Omi and Veve NFTs more each day. So to put that, I mean, there's going to be a lot of different people that are going to go into this. There are people that are going. I guarantee you, it's already happening in Singapore. Already happening. Thankfully, I was privy to some of these conversations, able to see what was happening beforehand. CPF, which is a Singaporean-based company, worth a couple $1 billion. Everybody in Singapore says, like, yeah, take my money, go invest it for me, because I don't know how. And they invest in everything. They invest in ETFs, and they invest in Roth IRAs. They invest in stocks and mutual funds and bonds and crap, but they also invest in NFTs. Now, if I am not, if I'm not running that company, if I'm not running that CPF, but I'm one of the people that's like on the board, or one of the people that is like a large investor, is like, hey, I need to know what you're doing with my money. Or if I have, tens of millions, or I'm worth nine figures, I have hundreds of millions of dollars, and I say, hey, before I give you $800 million, you need to let me know what you're doing with my money, or you're not freaking getting it. And they'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem. Because again, when you have that nine-figure net worth, you can push people around. You could poke royalty, they'll be fine. And they're like, okay, that's fine. What are they going to say to these people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars? Are they going to say, yeah, we're going to buy these pixelated pictures of monkeys that are different colors? They all look the same. Because again, if you're talking about old people, talk about older people, it's like, oh, listen to Eminem, listen to Taylor Swift, and they all sound the same to these. But like, if you're somebody that is 60 years and older, and apologies for all the boomers that are here right now, that are, you feel free to unsubscribe or downvote this. I was raised by boomers, spent a lot of time around a lot of boomers. Music nowadays is crap. It all sounds the same. You can't tell what to say. It all sounds the same. Okay, what are those same people that think that all new music sounds the same? What are they going to say with these pixelated bored apes that are 2D? There's no utility, and they all look the same. You can't tell an old person, oh no, there's different traits. One has a hat, one has glasses, one has a tie. No. All that old person's going to see is, it's a freaking monkey. It's going to be like Frieza talking to the Saiyans, like, you monkey! Like, that's all it's going to be. But if you tell them, if you spin it the right way, these digital collectibles that are a finite amount, there's no 10,000 of them like there are in, Bored Apes or Crypto Kitties. I don't know how many are Crypto Kitties, or and Moonbirds and Goat Society, whatever they are, which, from what I know, they're all good projects. But what you're going to say is, this is the first time that Mickey Mouse is on the digital blockchain. And whether they know what blockchain is or not, they could probably explain it. But they could be like, first digital collectible ever, and people are going wild for it. Do you have kids? Do you have grandkids? Do you have people that, ask for, hey, Dad, can I have $20? Grandpa, I have $20. I want to buy this skin in Fortnite. I want to buy this knife in CSGO. And they can't do anything with that heckin' money? They can't do anything with that after? I was like, yeah, I know that. I have kids. I have grandkids. They waste my money. I feel like an ATM. They're going to say, like, okay, well, we have these iconic characters, from Steamboat Willie to Spider-Man to Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Trinity of DC, all first appearances. Again, with everything else from Marvel, we got a bunch of the Avengers, a bunch of the X-Men. They're like, that's perfect. I know them. I know the MCU. I know Mickey Mouse. I know these people. They're going to be okay with it. They're going to be 100% okay with it. Do you think that these people, that these countries that are going to be buying into NFTs are going to be buying into crap, pixelated crap with no utility? Or are they going to be buying into these 3D amazing things with utility? They are, you can resell them afterwards, and you don't have to figure out how to buy them. All you have to do is put in your credit card information and go. It's not, you need a MetaMask, you need to get by Ethereum, you need to wrap that Ethereum, you need to send it over here, you need to connect your MetaMask to this wallet. Old people are not going to want to freaking do that. So anyway, these are, I forget what this question was. Sorry, I went on a thing. Oh yeah, saying old money's dying out to a point. Old money will still come in, but it will be under the guise. It will be under the tutelage of these other conglomerates that are buying into these things. And NFTs are just one of the things that they're buying into. Most likely going to be us. Now, as far as young new money is concerned, millennials are set to inherit how many billions of dollars? Let's take a look at this. How much money will millennials inherit? And I guarantee you we get this. Okay, Gen Xers are expected to get 8.9 trillion in inheritance over the next 10 years, and then about 1.5 trillion a year by the mid-2030s. Millennials will inherit 5 trillion over the next 10 years, and should start inheriting more than 2.5 trillion annually by 2045, as according to Yahoo Finance. Trillions of dollars is going from boomers into Gen Xers and millennials that know what the fudge they're doing. They are so much more technologically literate than a lot of these old people. Like, how many people have y'all, comment down below if y'all had to set up your parents' or grandparents' printers. Oh, the Wi-Fi went down. What do I do? And again, love the old folks. Love all the people that, came and served before me. Would not be here without y'all. Fought crazy amount. Fought different types of wars. But yeah, technology is their Achilles heel. Technology is their kryptonite. The best advice I could ever give to somebody that is aging is to not let technology pass you by. Okay, sorry. Moving on here. We got Justin saying, let's shake out these paper hands. Let's shake them out. Ether says, cheers, guys. Oh, cheers, mate. Earth 2, Pokemon the Real Professor Oak says, okay, calm down, Steven Seagal. I love you, man. I forget what I was even talking about at 9:37, 53 minutes ago, but actually we got I just barely started on the comments here. We got a Patreon member shout out. What did I do? I did Celine Dion. Now I'm gonna do I've got. Okay. Oh yeah, see you again. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Okay, we're gonna blast through this. Now I can't wait to see you again. The last time I freaked out, I just kept looking down. I stuttered when you asked me what I'm thinking about. Felt like I couldn't breathe. You asked what's wrong with me. My best friend Leslie said, oh, she's just being Miley. The next time we hang out, I will redeem myself. My heart can rest till then. Oh, I can't wait to see you again. That is Miley Cyrus, everybody. We all love her. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Everyone, check out. Again, I'm still going. I still have like hours left to comment. Got at Hey David Down and at King Mavs Forever over on Twitter. We got Standoff Chart and King Mavs over on the Veve app. Kobe Collection, Only Player One over on the YouTube. Raythax at ETH domain name. Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Viva Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sody Pop Media, Veve Dark Link, Metal Lemon, Veve Vibes, and Nomad with Guitar in red ink. That's not up there yet. Follow them on the YouTube and the Twitter, and everyone check out at Wet Wizard Veve and Gary O at 1234CA3, all on the Twitter. Say hello to Dashy. Hello, Dashy. Okay, moving on here. Alan says, best I could do was Uncommon Vader, number 281 on the drop. Still nice. Watch Any Praise Chavez. See you at NFT NYC conference in June. I've been asked about this a couple of times. I don't know if I'm going to go to that. That's something that I might check out. I don't know what the speakers what they're going to do over there. I have somebody says this is a masterclass in economics. Yeah, trying, man, trying very much. I had a buddy of mine which is very smart, very important person, makes a lot of money, watching this stream. Oh my God, Friend Stuff got alpha. So Daniel, oh wow, I don't even know if I can talk about this. Okay, so Daniel Heyman messaged my cousin and came to talk to them in Spaces. He's the CEO of Palm NFT. His brother is David Heyman, the producer of all 8 Harry Potter movies. Then Matt Mason came on, said that A-list celebrities have these bat cows and they've been told not to disclose that they have them. They're telling them when to say something about it, and having a bat cow will get you access to a special NFT, a special area at NFT NYC. Can I rent a bat cow? Okay, all right. I'm asking my cousin right now, can I rent a bat cow? Because I need to. Because, all right, we got to go. We going? We going? Everyone's asking me to go, so I might actually go to this. It is really like down the, it's an hour train ride for me. So yeah, let's move on here. Watch Any Prices, Chavez. Okay, yeah, maybe. Pablo says 3.3 billion. Burn, baby, burn. Justin says, ignoring the shiny new thing is how you let grails slip through your fingers. That is a good point. That is a fantastic point. Vader's a shiny new thing right now. Vader also happens to be a grail, but yeah, people want the shiny new thing. They tend to sell other things that might probably more important. Jorge Owen says, love you, Randy. Love you too. Pablo says, Millennium Falcon is going to burn 3 trillion. It's going to burn 3 trillion. Dude, yeah, I'm still... We didn't get the vehicles. We didn't get pod racers. We didn't get Naboo cruisers. We didn't get Naboo fighters, starfighters. We didn't get Millennium Falcon. We didn't get destroyers. There's so many different vehicles. We didn't get Luke's X-Wing in general. Not saying Luke's X-Wing. Or like, oh my God, when Obi-Wan goes to R4, I was like, I don't mind flying, but what you're doing is suicide. Like he blasts why I hate flying. Taking on Jango Fett. Oh, that's so good. We don't get the Slave One. If we don't get the Slave One, I'm gonna murder. No, I can't say that. I'm gonna unalive people. So moving on here. Bill Gardner says, I'm feeling real good about my Veve and Omi positions right now. Me too, man. Me too. Jorge Allen says, love you, Randy. I heart you too. Not About says, Vader is on the move. Congrats to the owners. Cheers, cheers. Pablo says, Sokatoa lightsaber to the moon. Sokatoa. I love that. Justin says, nothing can undermine Vader for me. Yeah, some people, they live for this moment. Like, this is their moment. Like, that's it. You know, like, Goonies, our time down here, this is their moment. Real Talk says, Vader takeover of Todd. Justin says, here we go. Nomad says, should people sell Ultra Vader to buy Todd? Right now, they're relatively interchangeable. At some point, you might have some utility. But again, DC is not doing any favors for Todd. The only favor that you can argue that DC is doing is saying that they are marketing Bat Cows and they're marketing Hero. And that's going to bring more people to the space. As more people get to the space, they will eventually find Veve. So in a roundabout way, they are. But for the most part, yeah, like I said, you know, Google what the first Batman NFT is. You can get so many different articles wherever. Google the first, you know, Spider-Man NFT or Disney NFT. You'll know exactly what they are for everything else now. James Robertson says, nothing tops Vader right now. Vader's king right now. We got Greg Schultz says, there's a master's level class in economics right now at 9:43 p.m. I heart you, bro. Thank you, man. Try my very best. I guess we are going to NFT NYC. All right. Send me the dates and tickets and link to where I can buy tickets. Also, can I rent a bat cowl from you? I don't want to be, because my friend Stefan, or my cousin Stefan and Justin, they have bat cows. I don't want to be the only one standing outside the circle. I want to be part of the circle. Moving on here. I'll be wearing my Veve shirts. And shout out to Greg Schultz, who commented at 9:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He will be on the podcast, I believe, on Thursday. So shout out to him. Nomad Guitar says yum. Big A says LOL. Darth Chaos says hey Darth Chaos. Nomad Guitar is laughing. 3GP Media says hola, Senor Real Randy Chavez. What's going on? How you doing? Wes is laughing at me. Pablo says that Skywalker lightsaber is going to the moon. 100% it is. Real Talk says, how did everyone get a Vader Ultra Rare? I don't know. I mean, there's only 124 people here, and there's almost 6,000 of the Vader Ultra Rares, so everyone here could have got one. Everyone here could have got 8 of them. Yeah, like 10 of them, 50 of them. Yeah, 50, or no, not 50. Maybe like 40, 47. What's 123? All right. Okay, we're gonna X out of that. 123 times 47. It's about 57 anyways. Yeah, so about 40. Yeah, that was right. Real Talk says, how did everyone get it? I just read that. Justin says, I want a Vader only stream. that would be a pretty short stream, I think. Director Wolf, I actually am going to have this guy named Nicholas Dunninger on the podcast tomorrow. He's very, very heavy into Star Wars, so I'm going to, get some of his knowledge out there. Justin's in Twitter space right now. He's lost. There's the NFT NYC tickets are insanely priced. Need to try to get me a bat cow. Yep. Enjoy the space list while the market is live. On a stream right now, can I just buy one from you and then sell it back after the event? Oh man, how much are tickets to this? And I literally just I don't know. It's gonna be, god damn it. Okay, so we got my friend Juan who just got home. Start from the beginning. It's actually like 50 minutes of good content still live. Ha. Okay, moving on here. It says Randy recommends naked girls. Did it really say that? It recommends. Wait, how many? I guarantee you they're still here. Guarantee you I have so many comments. Okay, I think I got all of them. I think they're fine. So that's good. Where was I? Was that 43? So far back. Okay, there we go. Moving on. We got Noah Guitar says, you're onto a point with rarity. Like, look at Donnie. Who really cares about Donnie? No one. Okay, so Donnie is very, very important because Donnie was one of the OGs. Like, Donnie was the first NFT to ever cross 100,000. He is so scarce. He is so rare. And there's only 150 of him. Most of which were gotten by 20 people. Like, there's at least one person I don't know that got 30 of them. Absolutely bananas. Absolutely haram. I remember seeing that in a meme, but yeah, absolutely just redonkulous. Yeah, moving on here. I mean, people are gonna want that again, not because he's a popular character. He's not. You know, this is all right. Let's take a look at the Donnies versus the His Infernal Majesty versus the memes. Oh, my friend Juan just smashed that like button. Thank you very much. All right, so let's take a look at this. Let's go to the power. Let's go to Cartoon Network, and I'm going to do some math right here. This is some collector math that this is important. We have Powerpuff Girls Season 2. We have Donnie, the ultra rare. There is 150 of him that were made. There's 4 on the market. What are they selling for? $180,000. That is the floor. $180,000 from NFT games. That is the cheapest that you can get. Maybe somebody, I'll know somebody. If y'all really want one, let me know, and I have somebody that will sell it for you for not 180. It'll be a little bit less. All right. Now there's His Infernal Majesty. Now he has 300 of him. Only 9 of them for sale, but out of 300 of him, if we're saying that His Infernal Majesty and Donnie were the same popularity, which they're not at all. His Infernal Majesty is 20-something years old. His Infernal Majesty is one of the first things on Cartoon Network that parents got upset about because it's a cross-dressing lobster. That was the first, like, Karen, like, what is this? You know, but again, he's older. Well, granted, Donnie is the first transgender animal. He's a trans species. He's a horse that identifies as a unicorn, so maybe some people want him for that, but he's a new character. He wasn't in the old show. He's only in the newer show. So the older people like me that have been watching Powerpuff Girls for 20 plus years are not as emotionally attached to Donnie as they are as His Infernal Majesty. Him. So let's say the popularity is the same, which is completely not. Him is up here and Donnie's up here. But just for economics, let's say it's the same popularity. You have a collectible that is twice as rare, or I'm sorry, half as scarce because he's double the amount of mitts as Donnie, and he's got about double the amount of pieces available. He's got 9, and he's at 2,900. Are you freaking kidding me? That is the most ridiculous. I'm just gonna use this word. This is like, and I apologize. Downvote me if you want to, but pretty decent chance that I am on the spectrum. So I'm gonna use the word retard. This is freaking retarded. That this is freaking $3,000 freaking dollars. Why? Because he should be, let's say, half of Donnie, which that's if the popularity is equal, which we know it's not. $90,000. Yeah, that's insane. That's stupid. That is absolutely ridiculous. Now, you buy, $6,100 worth of him. You buy 2 of them, suddenly he goes to $4,100. Buy that $4,100, suddenly goes to $8,100. But yeah, that's stupid. That's dumb. That is freaking ridiculous, and that is as stupid as. Now, Chavez, why don't you buy him? You have some money. You could liquidate. Yeah, I could. I probably should, but. So either we could make the assessment that Donnie's only worth $6,000. Or him is worth $90,000. Now, I don't think those two are both true. Probably meet in the middle somewhere. Let's say Donnie's worth $90, and this is worth $45. Like, this should be no less than like $30,000. Like, let's just say 10. Let's just say 5 figures. Let's put that at $10,000. Yeah, that 20. That's stupid. That's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, moving on here. Later. The market is open at 3 a.m. for the Bat Cows. Oh my God! It's $800 for an NFT NYC ticket. What? Jesus, tap dancing, Christ! I mean, granted, that's for 3 days. That's for the 21st, 22nd, and the 23rd. But holy crap! I think I might help you. Legacy has one of my cows. Maybe you could buy it from him, and then we can work out from there on how to get it to me. Copy that. Okay, we'll figure that out. If I have a good month next month on the YouTube, we'll work that out. Okay, moving on here. We got Pablo says Asho Katano only 1,500. Ahsoka Tano. Yeah, I know that what you meant. Ahsoka Tano. Wait, there's not. She's not worth that much. Hold on. Let's take a look. This is important. Let's take a look at this. Let's go to the Star Wars here. Where are we going? Oh, there's Star Trek. All right, here's the Star Wars. Go to the lightsaber collection. Ahsoka Tano is just found 282 of her, and she's 190. Okay, all right. I was gonna say 1500. No way. Um, Frank Sabaka says I got one Vader on the drop. While waiting for delivery, I bought an ultra rare Vader for 832. My one pending turned out to be another ultra rare Vader. Hodl that ish. Oh, hydrate. Oh god, that was so good. Excuse me. Pablo says, in the future, we'll be able to fight each other with sabers. I hope so. Not a bot says, I've been buying sub 100 Deadpool Mighties. Thanks, Vader. Oh, those are great. Oh, honestly, I should buy, but I shouldn't. I have enough. I don't need to, but I'm going to. Okay, let's see what we got here. Mighty Dead. Oh, these are so good. Dude, those Lady Deadpools, like, if they're going for under retail, why these are they're going for less than $6. This is dumb. This is the first appearance. This is a first appearance Wanda Willson, who's arguably she's hotter than Wade Wilson. Okay, yeah, I know. I got a couple of these already. I'm gonna buy more. Okay, buying. Okay, all right. Just bought my fourth. Just bought my fourth one for tonight. And all right, where's Laura? Laura, I see you. I'm gonna buy another one. Okay, there's my fifth of the night. I now own 9 of them. All right, we're gonna buy from Steve. Hello, Steve. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna try to buy one of these because she's the first appearance. Let's go to the additions low to high, so she should be. Oh god, you could buy. What are you kidding me? You could buy a sub 100 of her for $74. Another sub 100 for $82. Okay, I literally bought both of them. I literally just bought the number 74 and 89 because they were $74 and $82. This is the first appearance. This is a marvel. This is not like a Mermicorno Unicorno that like is what the fudge. I am flabbergasted. You know, I'm just gonna fudge it. I'll buy anything. All right, I'll buy the number 71 because that's $99 as well. Like if that is less than 10x of the floor price, with not even the floor, the retail price. That's dumb. Like that's okay. I just bought everyone that was under 100 for the sub 100s. That's stupid. Okay, moving on here. Let's see what we got. Frank Sabaka says lightsabers are definitely undervalued long term. Agreed. Everyone is going to want their favorite collectible holding a lightsaber. Also true. I want my dog pool holding this lightsaber. Just says I love the sabers. It seems like they go hand in hand with the metaverse. I think so as well. Paul says sadly I spelt in on the Vader drop and couldn't afford it by the time I woke up. Oh, if you slept it, yeah. It's rough when you sleep and you gotta set like multiple alarms. Earth Tooth, Pokemon the Real Professor says just buy the Vader back. I could. I just don't want to right now. I will. I'll get it back at some point. When I don't know. Right now I'm enjoying having, a couple hundred gems here, just chilling. Alex Kalik says lol is the famous singing. The famous singing. Real Talk says will Action Comics cause a gem squeeze? If we get Action Comics, 100% it will. Like that like Action Comics is Marvel Comics, but like jacked up on the roids. Alex Kalik is laughing. Just as in Grails we trust. V-Curse is using lightsaber to play baseball. That incinerate the baseball, but yeah, I could see something like that if it's a baseball made of guns, like cute lasers. Sure. I said there would be no more baseball. Yeah, it's true. Nomad comments F. Michael says Randy, if we weren't able to stack Loki, what would you low-key recommend to stack? Is it another low mint secret rare? Sub 100s are good of anything. Because again, you could have like first appearance. Like I think the Groots, which granted they are Christmas Groots. But let's go to the. I don't know. There's thousands. I don't know how many thousands. I think there's 9,800 of the Groots, but the rare Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, there's 9,800 of them. But it's the only rare that's animated. Oh, whoa. I got a big super chat coming in from Ernie Malas. Hey, how's it going on, buddy? Saying, got 2 Darth Ultra Rares and a few dozen various posters. What a bargain. Have a total of 100 plus various Star Wars pieces now, including the lightsabers. My man, get that bread. Wow, get it. Dude, good for you, mate. That's so if I understand, that's more than 10% of your total. When Supergirl, what's up, Wendy? Says, guys, at this point, bring the popcorn. It's gonna be an interesting, yeah, totally gonna be an interesting night. Um, so I would stack Luke's lightsaber. You know, as far as something that's cheap, Luke's lightsaber, because again, let's take a look at this. Which I've gone over this in a video, but let's take a look at if we go on YouTube and we search Star Wars Celebration stream. Okay, the first day got over 1 million views on the Star Wars Celebration stream. Day 2, not that much, got 625,000 views. Where was day? Okay, let me type in day 3, and maybe we get some. Unless it wasn't day 3, got 539,000 views, and we'll do day 4, which is 448,000 views. So cumulatively, you know, we have a couple million here, but let's say it's the same people each day that are watching. You have, let's say, minimum 50,000 people there, plus plus another 1 million people that just watch. Like, there's over 1 million people that are into this. That, again, 4,000 of those people happen to see that advertisement that Veve did on there and decide to go like, hey, I'm going to download this app and get whatever. These are people that are just fresh into there, fresh out the womb. These are fetus collectors. I mean, they might be real collectors in the real world, but they are fetus collectors as far as Veve is concerned. They are baby Pokemon. They are wet between the ears as far as Veve is concerned, and they're buying. You get a fraction of the people that watch that are say, oh, I can get the first appearance of these like on the blockchain. They're going to go nuts for that. So Luke's, because again, that's a double. It's not double-bladed sword. That is a double first appearance because it's both Anakin's and it's Luke's lightsaber. So you got a couple of different characters in there that if you don't like Anakin or you don't like Luke, okay, you have one or the other. Jesus, man, yeah, that's insane. So that's another thing that I would stack. I would say if you're not stacking like the Gators, you're not stacking those. Again, some of the things are very cheap. And if you have, again, we have millions of people, and there's only 20,000 of those Luke's lightsabers, but you have people that want to use it. Let's say that if anyone remembers Board the Platforms or Break the Targets, that original training montages of Super Smash Brothers, that first game for N64, and you say, okay, well, you have to do it with every single character in order to fight the bonus characters, in order to fight Ness, or to fight Luigi, or to fight Captain Falcon. I forget who the fourth one was. But in order to fight all of them, that's what you had to do. Was the other one Jigglypuff? Yeah, I think the other was Jigglypuff. He was a secret character. So in order to do that, you had to do that with all of them. If you have to complete an objective in the Veveverse, and you have to do it with Ahsoka's lightsaber, you have to do it with all the different lightsabers to get the achievement, to get achievement unlocked, you're going to have to buy them from the market, or you're going to have to rent them out. Now, buy something from the market for, at that time was probably going to be $200, or am I going to rent it for like $5 for the hour? Okay, I'm going to rent it, and I'm going to do that. Okay, why would you not do? Why would you not stack these? If you're able to even rent it for $5 for the day, and you have 100 of them, it's $500 a day. That's like, even if it's just, if you have 5 lightsabers at $1 a day, 5 lightsabers at $1 a day, okay, $5 a day, $35, that's an extra $100-something a month. Just if you have that, just for $1 a day for 5 of them, that's 5, yeah, so 35, yeah, so it's 130 something a month just from that. Now, so if you have a couple hundred of these, golden, absolutely heckin' golden. 100 of those $1 a day, rent them out. It's $100 a day. That's about what the average like landscaper will make. If you're just mowing lawns, you're just weed whacking, $100 a day. You can make what your cousin Pablo was doing. You can make what I did when I was younger. Weed whacking some lawns, $100 a day. Boom, done. So yeah, that's pretty sure that those are pretty good to stack when it comes to renting. If you want something that is not rare right now, that is not scarce right now. If you want something that's rare or scarce right now, not something that's rare, something that's scarce. Again, get that Dolce. I literally just cleared the floor, took out half of that circulating supply just before when I was in line at Taco Bell. That's what I did. So You want something that's scarce? That's something right now. I mean, if the key with Loki is that you could buy one and there's never going to be 1,000 on sale. Why? Because there's only 800 that were available, and there's 24% locked up between me and my whale friends. 24, that's nuts. So you're never going to see that. But you might be able to see that for a Todd. You might be able to see that for like a Vader. Again, just because something is rare, or just because something's scarce doesn't mean it's rare. It's like the square and the rectangle. A square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square because of the rules of the way that is now, and that could change at any time. So, yeah, Ernie, shout out to you for that. One for the super chat, and two for that. Having 100 plus of those Star Wars pieces. Yeah, if you're listening right now, Luke's lightsabers are really good. Those. I mean, right now I do think I see that Vader coming down a little bit because we just had some FOMO. I think when the next big exciting thing happens, that might come down a little bit. Because again, a lot of people that aren't necessarily collectors, they have them. They're bought into the hype. But as soon as the next shiny thing comes, oh, let me sell this to get that new shiny thing, and so I can flip it. So that might not happen. Long term, Vader's going to be a couple ETH, and yeah, I think in the next 3 years, Vader is 3 ETH, and ETH is going to be like $4,000 a pop. $5,000 a pop. So is Vader going to be $15,000? Yeah, probably more. I mean, we had the Todd, which has more mints, 7,500 of him at $14,000-$15,000, and we weren't even interoperable yet. We're still just on the Veve platform. So to say that Vader with only 50, 56, 5,900, whatever he's at, obviously not including the common or the uncommon, I think he could be 3 to 5 ETH, especially when ETH is at when ETH is probably going to be at 4 or 5K. Again, in the future, does that happen now in the next couple months? Probably not. Does that happen in the next bull market, 2024, 2025? Probably. But again, just my opinion there. Moving on. I got comments. I'm so sorry. Where was I here? Lightsabers definitely undervalued. Yep, agreed. Singing and Girls We Trust. LBM Bat says, hey, I'm a new sub. Should I sell my first appearance Common Vader for Common Mickey Lenticular card? So that's hard. So let me give the pros of the cards and the con. I'll do the cons because that's what the cons of the lenticular cards are. They have dipped so hard. Like people, like the Disney people aren't in yet, and those went so high and now they're really low. But what a lot of people are seeing right now is, again, price is what you pay and the value is what you get. Let's take a look at some of these cards right now, because this is important. So let's go to Mickey and Friends, and I'll show you 100% why. Actually, I could just do this on my full sets because I have them. I have that set, and I probably should get more of that set because let me X out of my YouTube here real quick and X out of all these tabs. You have the first Disney Secret Rare, which is Goofy, that I paid $3,200 for. It's $410. Now Goofy was at like $4,500. This is over 90% off. Goofy was over $4,500. He's more than 90% off. This is the first Disney Secret Rare. This is the first time you see the Fab Five all together. We got Minnie, Mickey, Goofy, Pluto, and Donald. You have the Fab Five together, plus Daisy. Now, for Disney peeps, let's take a look at Goofy. I own one edition of this item. Hopefully, I can just play this, and it doesn't have to be an AR. And if I could do this, okay, there we go here. No, it didn't. My phone decided to not play that. So sorry about that. Oh, we got. Oh wow, my friend Ernie's got over 900 collectibles. Oh my god, he's got 98 full sets, and he's been stacking like crazy with these prices. 2 Todds now as well. You mad lad. What an amazing piece of man. Okay, so let's go and let's not try to put this in AR for my phone to absolutely commit seppuku, and we'll go and we'll say, okay, what do we know about these cards? We know it's the first time the Fab Five's together. This is the first appearance cards on the blockchain, at least for Disney. Actually, it beats Hero as well, and they have 3 different versions of them. They have the, I don't think you'll be able to see it. Or maybe it is if it's not mine. You have this picture. You'll have another picture as it turns, because there'll be 2 on the front. Actually, this is looking like it's gonna go. Yeah, so you'll have one. You have music, if you can hear that. So you have first appearance music, which we've never had before. You have the signature on the back, which is insane for Disney people. Disney people love the signature. So you have that picture. You have saying that's the Mickey Mouse collection. You have the signatures people love. You have two different pictures on the front. So you get these cards have a lot of layers to them. I'm very very bullish on these long term. And those are the good. Again, the bad qualities is that these are nobody seems to like them right now. The people that are in right now don't seem to like them. Like you can get this was what was the floor price today? I think these were like $60. Or the list price was 40 gems to start, and Minnie 70 gems, Mickey Mouse is 77 gems. So people right now these crashed like one of the hardest of these collectibles. And is that indicative of the future? Is that a fair representation of what's going to happen in the future? Probably not. Again, like what does Disney see? Like 40,000 people a day in their parks, and how many are the commons? Let's go with Mickey. How many of these are there? There's 13, almost 14,000 of them. Minnie, same thing, 14,000. People are crazy. Disney, Star Wars, Pokemon peeps were absolutely crazy. This is. I see these doing very, very well in the future. Now, to sell your common Vader for that, I don't think I would do. I mean, the common Vader, you probably get a couple of them, right? You would have, first appearance common Vader for lenticular card. And again, those are first edition because they're art. They're not necessarily first appearance. They are first edition, but that's a hard one. I don't. Vader's such a grail. I do say again, Vader has never had that big downturn. This is what he is in a bear market, in a recession. What's Vader going to be like in the future? Now, these cards were very, very much subject to the recession. They got hit really hard. So I think these do have more upside. Like, what is more upside? Probably the cards, because the cards were up here. What does Vader have to do to get to where these cards were? Let's just do the common Mickey. Mickey, I bought at $497, but these were up. Mickey was up like $900 at one point. So these have to more than 10x. But let's take a look at the Vader, the common, and see what he has to do to 10x, and we'll go from there. So this Dark Lord, again, about 12,000 of them, 635. So there is, before I do that, there's about 5.5, almost 6% of him available on the market. 138. He would have to get to $1,300 to get to 10x, where Mickey would only have to go to 900, and Mickey's been there before. Vader hasn't been here. It's hard. I don't know. I don't know which one is going to go harder. I think it would probably be easier for Mickey to do that since he's been there already, but who knows? We'll see. We got not a bot. It says Vader's a Grail. Blue chip, yes. Spider-Man Secret Rare is the only Grail on the app. So not a bot saying Vader's not a Grail because he's laughing at it. No. So you have Secret Rare Spider-Man. You have what I think is Todd and Eddie Riso. Some people might disagree because of what I had said before, but I do think that is Secret Rare Spider-Man. I do think it's the Todd and the Riso. I think we have the partner statue, and I think Vader's part of that Grail as well. And then say probably Ultra Rare Spider-Man, because again, if you don't want to pay tens of thousands for that Secret Rare, you're probably just going to get the Ultra Rare. Digital Play Sports says, thanks for your service, bro. We Canadians love you. Oh, yeah, cheers. I serviced some Canadians. They were cool peeps. I'm going to, look at my body. I'm going to grab some water here, because I need it. Because I am parched, and I have been drinking a little too much today. I'm also going to take some vitaminas. Vita Vitamin. What was that? I'm Lucy. Vita Vitamin. Whatever. Moving on here. Moon says, "Oh, me to the moon." No, Guitar says, "Alien Friends floor is 0.6 ETH now." Justin Bieber bought one, and they do in real life events. Next one in Vegas. I guess certain people get paid trips. There are other drops there. Oh wow, good for them. Justin Bieber's great. We love him. We got Justin saying, "I missed the Taco Bell bag." Yeah, I mean, if you really want to see, is right there. This is like the first time I've eaten Taco Bell in a while, and it's probably gonna be the last. I really need to. I'm very fat. Paulo says Hodl Vader. Yep, agreed. No, it says Snap 6K for back Cal. Darn, should have minted. Yeah, I probably should have also. Real Talk says, did Recur fail? So no, they're still in business. I am a lot less bullish on Recur than I was a month ago because, again, Gary V, yeah, made a lot of money. You're very bullish on him, because but how did he make his money? Because of his mind, because of his work ethic, his mind, and the time that he puts into things. But Gary V said at that conference that most of his time is going into VeeFriends. And he said on Twitter that Recur is a very small investment that he made and not a big part of his life. So definitely not as bullish on Recur, but they still have really good licenses. Now, that being said, excuse me, their first couple of drops did not do so hot. Why? They just didn't get the target audience that they wanted to for the sports. That will go up in the future. And the Star Trek, like the marketing they did for Star Trek, unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation out there where, people think that NFTs are just like completely horrible for the environment, which some are not good for the environment, but the stuff that Recur has, which same as Veve, it's on Immutable X. They're gasless things. They're not bad for the environment at all. But they're like, oh, if you make these NFTs, again, like go, oh my god, go to that Star Trek post and read and just take a look at all the profile pictures of the people that were saying what they were saying about it, saying like if you mint these NFTs, then you're going against everything that Pickard had said, and we're truly going to be a destitute, barren wasteland of a society. I was like, what are you all on about? Obviously, again, not their fault. It's just they were fed like this propaganda of what NFTs are, and they just ate it up. Like I'm about to eat up this vitamin C chewable tablet. Why did I get chewable? I don't know. I didn't see that they were chewable. Still pretty gross. Moving on here. So Recur didn't fail. I mean, it still probably got money in the pocket, and they have really good licenses. So they have Hello Kitty, they have Riptar, they have Star Trek. They have a lot of really good things, but over the next couple of years, let's say these people signed on for 2 or 3, however many years. Guarantee you, Veve continues to run circles around them for years. Like again, Veve has no serious competition. Everyone else competing for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th place, whatever they are. Now, when Hello Kitty says, "Hey, Recur, we signed up with you in 2021, 2022 happened, 2023, and they don't have that audience because again, what type of NFTs are they doing? For like we don't really know. Like we don't know what type of NFTs they're going to do for Hello Kitty. We don't know what type they're going to do for other things. So, if it's and again, if Recur makes some spectacular 3D stuff, I'm going to buy them. If they're just making these JPEGs that everybody else is making these projects, that I'm not going to buy them. Other people will because that's what people are used to. But all of these licensors that are said like, hey, we agreed for you to do some of our stuff and you're not delivering. Veve sells out in an instant. You guys aren't. We're going to take our money over here. We're going to take our product over here where we're going to make money. There's a bigger audience. Again, why does Gary V go and say like, hey, I have no problem with the Akomi homies? Why does he respond to us at all? Because he knows what the network is worth. This network is worth a couple hundred billion, or I'm sorry, a couple billion, a couple hundred million, but probably a couple billion. Why? Because Veve is noted as per Vanity Fair as a multi-billion-dollar market cap. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. So when you have someone like Gary V, like of course he's going to recognize that. Of course he's going to say, yeah, you guys are. He's going to make nice with us. Moving on here. So Recur definitely did not fail, at least yet. Will they in the future? I hope not. I hope they succeed. Because again, anyone that comes into the space, whether it's for Palm NFTs, whether it's for Recur, whether it's for Terra Virtual or something else, Illuvium, eventually they'll find their way to Veve. And some might be like, nah, I'm going to stick with what I like, what I know. And some people are going to be like, oh, I didn't know these were here. And they're going to come on. They're going to come on board. So whatever's good for everyone else is good for the space. Not a Bot says, I would sell a Walt and buy a bunch of Vaders. That would be a smart play. I mean, a bunch of whales went hard on Vader. They really did. Are they going to continue to go hard? Are other again? What again? The Disney and Star Wars peeps. They're both very very big, and when you have something like as big as those two, now again, Walt, like, do people have an emotional attachment to Walt? Not necessarily, I don't think. They have the emotional attachments to, Mickey and Donald. Even Gary Vee said, dude, when Donald Duck comes on the blockchain, he deserves to be first. Of course, talking about, like, that's his way of saying Veve, you're the king without saying Veve, you're the king. But when you have something like emotional attachment, it's like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch is going to do insanely well. You have Elsa on here. When you have people that, like, say, like Pocahontas or Little Mermaid, yeah, people have emotional attachments to that. They have emotional attachments to Mickey Mouse and the Fab Five. I mean, if you really go deep into like history, like where Walt Disney was kind of racist. He's pretty anti-Semitic. But granted, again, not to wash that away, but he was also a veteran. So shout out to Walt Disney's mom. She changed his birthday from 1901 to 1900 so that he could join the military. She didn't have to do that. She'd be like, "No, you're staying. You're helping working out." I think his dad had a grocery store. She said, "No, you're helping your dad." And no, she didn't. She said, "No, you need to get out of here. You need to do something with your life. So I'm going to change this on your birth certificate from a 1901 that says you're 17 to a 1900 that says you're 18." That is a mom right there. That's a mom. So moving on. But yeah, Walt, you don't have that much really emotional attachment to. Walt is a Grail. That part is a Grail because that's a double first appearance, not the first one. The first one to Homer and Bart, but that's a double first appearance, and that there's no other, like, Steamboat Willie was only ever licensed outside of Veve to Lego. That was the only other company that ever got the license. Walt, definitely not. And you can't buy Walt anywhere. Like that, he has a thing at the park. Is there a Walt doll that you could buy? Maybe. I don't think anyone really knows about him, but again, it's very, very rare, very, very scarce. And that's why I would put Walt still over Vader right now anyway, depending on what utility happens in the future. We got a super chat coming in from Adam Awesomeface. Says, new Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs Golden Moments announced. This is going to shake things up for sure. The leaks were true. Okay, so from what I had heard from Veve, that they were taking the day off. Wait, what do I have my camera on? Why do I have my camera on? I don't know why that's on. So if I go to the Veve Twitter profile, it doesn't say that. It just says, "Hey everyone, our socials are taking the rest of the Memorial Day holiday off to rest, recharge, and reflect. Thanks for an amazing weekend. To the veterans of the Veve fam and beyond, thank you for your service. Cheers." So I think Adam also is just trolling a little bit, saying a new Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs Golden Moments announced. That'd be cool. I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen it, but I've heard good things. I've heard that it was cute and people liked it. That would be fun. That'd be fun. So cheers, Adam Awesomeface, for the epic troll. Moving on here. Where was I? Going back on these comments. Back to where you once belong. Oh, here we go. Not bad. Pablo says, we have to correct this Todd info in Wikipedia ASAP. Yeah, I think we should. I think we should correct that Todd info. I don't know. I don't even know if it's on Wiki. Let me do it again real quick. First. Oh god, hiccups. Batman NFT. Yeah, it's just that one. It's the Bat Cowl. Yeah, it's god. Talking about the Bat Cowl. Oh my god. Which again, we love that. We love that. But it was DC Universe, Palm Studio. Okay, so NFTnow.com says that although Batcowl tokens are the first official Batman NFTs, they are not the first non-fungible tokens from DC. Which I was like, oh, Veve? Last year, the company unveiled its first spinning floppy disk NFTs, which were given for free to all the fans. So, like, what the fudge, NFT now? Like, oh my god. Well, first of all, that's a lie. They're not the first official Batman NFTs. And then you bring up the floppy disk, which again, like, no hate to the Batcowl NFTs. They're hopefully going to do amazing things. Their roadmap seems amazing. Their community is a very, very good cult following. And again, it seems great, but to not even mention, like, either the person is just super into bat cows and nothing, or like didn't know, or is just throwing shade on the Todd because they don't have any. When type of what is the first DC NFT and they put bat cow tokens, like, anyone that's going to come into this and they go and they say, hey, by the way, I'm going to invest in the first Batman NFT, they're just getting lied to, and I feel bad for those people that can go to Google and be like, yeah, this is the same. So we have DesignerCon said that we're excited that we're only a few days away from the special event we are having with Veve Official on June 4th. We teamed up with Veve last year for the first time to introduce our audience to the digital collectibles and NFT world. We're excited to be working with the team again this year, not just for special drops during the show, but special drops leading up to it. For all those who RSVP'd, we look forward to seeing everyone this weekend at the 3D Retro Store for lots of fun and surprises. And then you have a picture of the team. Oh my God, it's the entire team. You got David, you got Dan. You don't have Jeremy Pador, or you don't have Alfred Alcon, but you do have Alex back there with the team. And then you have them looking at some cool stuff. And you got Alex looking at some cool stuff. And then you got the Eye, then some more Alex, and then some more peeps out in the sun. Okay, well, shout out to DesignerCon. Okay, I'm going to follow them. Oh, man, 94,000 followers on Instagram. Very good. Good for them. So moving on, where was I? Yeah, like we should correct that Todd info. But again, like, how do you do that? Like, do you get people to like reprint articles? Very, very hard to do. We got Justin saying, remember the price of common and uncommon Steeple Woolies back in January. Vader has less mints. That's also a good point. That is a very good point. Maybe stick to Vader. I mean, I'm getting all of these, like, again, when you have millions of people on this app and there's, again, there are hundreds of thousands of let's just do, and this is something that I saw recently as well. Let's do Shadowless Machop PSA 10, right? Okay, so you can get one for $59 or best offer. So let's say you can get one for $50. I'm sorry, $54 or best offer. So let's say you can get one for $50. All right, and that's Shadowless. So let's just put unlimited, and I'll tell you why this is important in a second. Unlimited, you can get one for about $37. So, because that's not our best offer, so that's about it's only a $15 difference. And right now, when you have PSA that says it costs $50 per card just to grade, you might as well get that Shadowless, because that Shadowless is something. And again, this has a point. This has a point of what I'm saying. That Shadowless that you can get for $59 or $54, you're basically saying to this person, yeah, I could buy this for $50, and that's basically the cost of grading. You don't have to open a pack. You don't have to put it into a penny sleeve or a card saver and pay for shipping to send it out. Pay the $50. You can just get it right there, and that's the cost of grading. Why I say that is because the unlimited print runs had like 8 different print runs. For the Shadowless, it had one. First edition and Shadowless had 1 print run each, and the unlimited had 8. Why is that important to the question of where Justin says, remember the price of the common and uncommon Steamboat Woolies back in January? So there are, and let's go through this here. Let's go to PSA Pop Report. We'll go to the population report, and again, this is important. Going to, and again, this is 50. This is Machop. So let's do unlimited Machop. And no, not the. It's a base set. No, not Japanese. Not Japanese. It's unlimited. Not Meiji promo. Not the Rocket. No Japanese stuff. Okay. 1999 Pokemon game. So we'll do Machop. I forget what number he is. Probably number 50. Let's take a look. 52. Okay, cool. And why I want to show you this is because of this reason. This is the unlimited. This is one that had unlimited mint numbers. That's still $37. You take a look at him. You get the Machop. This is not Shadowless, right? Oh, why is it not giving this to me? There are, if you see how many 10s, there are 513 10s, and there are 1,267 that are graded. And for whatever reason, it's not letting me look at to see which ones are which. But there are over 1,000 of him, and he's just a base set Pokemon at $50-something. And he's not anyone's favorite Pokemon. You know, you have Machoke, you have Machamp, you have a whole... And again, there's tens of thousands of him. And that's just the PSA 10 that we see. You know, 1,200 of them just graded like that, of the Unlimited. Not including the trainer decks, not including the Shadowless for first editions, and the lower grades. When you have something like that millions of people are going to be into this, and millions of people love Vader, and you have him at $100, that's $100. That thing is never going to degrade. You don't have to worry about Vader, you know, putting Vader in the sun, him getting sun damage, or you don't have to worry about Vader getting, oh, there's a little white chip on him. He's worth less now. They're all 100% the way they are now. Maybe in the future, you might have win records on them if you're fighting with them in the Veveverse, like you do with Fish. With the Fish, you have, you know, for my Fish are Munchie, Peter, and Davis. For those guys, what might make your Fish higher prized in the future, like let's say dogfighting, which I do not condone this at all. It's horrible. I had to treat some dogs that were in dogfighting when I was in the veterinary field, where if you win three fights in a row, if you're a dog, you're considered a champion. Suddenly that dog goes from this amount of value to this amount of value because his genes are really good. He's a great fighter. He can make you a lot of money. When 5 fights, you're a grand champion, and you're suddenly up here as far as breeding ability and whatever. And again, I do not condone that at all. I hate that I even use that fact. But because again, I don't agree with that at all, and I think people that do that should not be classified as human. Anyway, when you have that type of thing, Vader doesn't have that degradation. He doesn't have that thing like, oh, he's, you know, had too many fights, he's had too many this. Like, they don't. You can drop your phone. Your phone, you could punch your phone out the window. 100% okay. He's 100% fine. Why? Because, you know, Vader's not damaged. You drop your Pokemon card from here to here, like, oh, okay, that's actually not. Oh man, he's a little damaged now. Now I can't sell him for as much. You don't have that with these digital collectibles. That's why that's very disruptive. It's a disruptive industry, new technology that's at. But yeah, you don't have to worry about having him conditioned PSA 8, PSA 7, or well, this is graded PSA 10, but is it really PSA 10? I see a little bit, you know, of shade difference thing on the sides here. You don't have that with him. He's just perfect all the time. So I think that the numbers, I know there are 12,000 of him, and that might be not rare right now, and he might not be scarce right now, but he probably will be in the future when there's millions of people on here. And when the ultra rare Vader is worth a couple ETH, when he's worth 5 figures, and like, okay, well, can't get him, might as well get discount Vader over here, uncommon and common version. So yeah, I do see these going up. Like short term, I don't know. Long term, 100%. We got James Robertson says, are the whales stacking MC1? A few of them are, yes. Kobe Collect says, Vader flying, Rands. Vader flying. Get him. Ether Ulmo says, thanks to these prices, I flipped my way to finally grab the ultra rare Ben Riley to hold forever. Speaking of scarcity, yes, he's only got 600 something mints. Actually, less than that. He got 616, you know, for that 616 universe that we're in. And he's got, what do they hold back at least 40. So he's got 576 mints plus some other stuff. Actually, 86, 96. Yeah, so 576 mints plus the however many else they kept. Let's say another certain amount. We got a message from the general wolf den over here, saying heck it, I'm gonna heck the heck out of these hecking heck, and all you heck holes can heck off. From Mondo Cosm, and somebody says that is definitely Randy Chavez lingo. And I'm going to type in 100%. So Earth 2 I haven't talked about in a while. Earth 2 I'm insanely bullish on. The people that are thinking that like Earth 2 Essence, that crypto is not going to be minimum like $1 to $2. Like, okay, if there's 200 million of those Essence that are going to be out in circulating supply when we get listed, and most of them are in the hands of people like you and me that just happen to have land, they happen to have jewels and mentors, and they're taking that ether and they're converting that into essence. Yeah, that's gonna be insane. You know, a dollar's just $200 million market cap. That's nothing. That it's gonna be hundreds of millions of dollar market cap, if not a billion. And yeah, if it's $200 million market, that's a dollar each, which is per essence. Which I know most people they have a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand essence. I'm a little bit luckier. I got in early, spent a lot of money. I have about 36,000 essence, so really good for me. Moving on. Ether to almost is to Veve through the Force. Yeah, so I'm really glad that you were able to stack that Ben Riley, or able to get that Ben Riley, because I still hold Ultra Rare Dragon Girl and Common Vader. Honestly stoked to see Life come back. That'll be great. I'm really curious to see what the Dragon Girl is at. So I'll get to that in a minute. Stephen S. is Vader over Walt. What it could be. Could be. We don't know yet. I think at the end that'll come down to utility. You know, if they give utility to Vader or Walt or both, we'll have to see what it is. Oh yeah, it was my Ben. Where's my Ben Riley at? Let's take a look at the my collectibles. All right, Ben Riley, ultra rare. I got one. Oh, he's at 33 hundo. Let's get this bread. I love this game. Oh, nice to see a couple of things pumped. They stonked. Justin says, Kobe, did you get any deals overnight? I hope he did. Justin said Vader choking Walt. People are definitely going to do that. Oh, yeah, feels good. All right, moving on. Not a bot says, if Vader had 1,000 mints, it would be a Grail. Good blue chip like Walt and Todd. And Superman, I still think he is a Grail, man. Again, people might not consider him that right now just because of how few people are in this space right now, but there will be millions. Mark my words. North American Hemp says, I gotta watch Burn Notice again now. Oh, dude, that's such a good show. That is like some of that MacGyver stuff doesn't really work. I've tried it out, but a lot of it is like, oh wow, epic. Roby1 Kenobi, what's going on? Jorge Allen says Walt and Mickey over Vader. There's so many people going back and forth. We got Justin saying Superman's legs are even attached. I think one leg of his is attached. I don't know about the other one. I am getting my throat is not doing so hot, so I'm gonna. Oh yeah, honey does throat good. Stephen Az giving the heart to Justin. Sun Eater says some of the listings are stuck on the Vader floor. I think they are. I think they definitely are. Wow, I'm behind by an hour and a half on comments. I'll get to your comment. I will, hell or high water, I'll get there. What says Vader over Toby? Well, of course. Not a boss is super glue, Justin. Justin's laughing. Kryptonite says, what's the best golden moment? Could achieve the best ROI once the bull run starts. I like to look at what's really, really low. And what's really, really low is some of those Disney duos. R2 I really, really like, who's not a duo, but the duos like the Timon and Pumbaa's okay. That Winnie the Pooh is really good. Let's take a look at the Golden Moments duos, and I think it was Cogsworth and Lumiere. Yeah, Cogsworth and Lumiere is, so there's 10,333 of them that were created. So there's less than 2% of them on the market, and it's $72. All right, and why is that important? Because they were listed at 60 gems. So it's only another 20%, because 20% of 60 is 12, 72. So yeah, so there's only an additional 20% of the original list price, and you get it's under $100. Now Flounder and Sebastian, 8,000. Yeah, so again, also less than 2%. He's at 94, but there's 2,000 less of him, so it makes sense that he's more. But yeah, these golden moments, there's guaranteed there is more than just little girls. Guaranteed there's more than 12,000 little girls that want a Cogsworth and Lumiere to look at and play with and take pictures with, just because little girls tend to like that movie. Moving on here. We got Mendez Flip says, just do yourself a service, everyone. Get a Todd and a Vader, so whatever happens, you're there for it. Fair point. So it says floor is somewhere over 2,800. Yeah. Steve says, Jorge, too many Mickeys, one Darth. Well, that's the thing, though. That's the first appearance. You know, that's the only, like, you're never going to get another first appearance, you know, Mickey Mouse, because he's from the partners. Now, granted, you're never going to get another first appearance Vader, but, you know, that's... but actually, also, again, that Mickey, that's double first appearance, and it says Mickey Mouse. And even the Steamboat Willie, which I think should be a first appearance. It's not, but I think it should be. That's not a first appearance either. It's not a first edition. You know, Vader also has, that's not his first appearance on the blockchain. His first appearance on the blockchain does go to that Star Wars comic. So, again, how many people does that affect? I don't know. We'll see in the future. But yeah, that's true. There are a lot of Mickeys. The Mickey Lenticular card, the band leader Mickey, the Steamboat Willie. There's going to be more. There's going to be a lot more because there's a bunch of Mickeys. Yeah, the Mickey hat. Moving on. Somebody says, I think they'll pump to 4K. They might. Andrew MC's heartbroken for whatever reason. Jorge Allen says, too many Mickeys. Have more Vader than Mickeys. No. Because the Steamboat Willies, which you can consider a different character or not, those are actually, you have more of those than the Vader. Plus you have the band leader Mickey, and then, like I said, you have the lenticular cards as well. Matthew Smith says, why is Omi up 10% today? Well, let's take a look. No, I accidentally hit, sorry guys, I accidentally hit something. It says I looked at a message. I did not look at a message, so if it says that I answered your message, I looked at it, I did not look at it. Oh, well, Bitcoin's up 4.5%, so that's probably why. It's up 4.5%. Let's see. And again, this could be just like the pump before the calm, or the pump before the storm, where the markets had, it closed on a positive note last week. It's had Saturday, Sunday, Monday to not, get manipulated. And now, yeah, we're up 10%, up to 0.0016. Oh, great. Made a lot of money today. I love this game. So you have that. It's just the markets in general are doing well, and stuff trickles down. Stuff rolls downhill, sometimes in good ways, other times bad. Again, a lot of times you do have that sell volume at like between 20 and 30 million OMI sell volume, almost always. That was taken away and it was put towards a buy order. Probably just a little bit of manipulation. We can see. Bernardian says Bitcoin short recovery. Matthew Smith says, are we going down to 0.0009? I've been ready to buy more OMI. Depends what it does. I meing, is this a bull trap? Is this a dead cat bounce? Like what is it? How high are we gonna go? Do we just continue going through? Do we pass some of these floors? Do we go back down? I mean, it really depends on what's going on in the world, which I haven't really paid too much attention to. Been a crazy busy couple weeks, so we'll see. I'm so tired, and I am behind by an hour and a half, so I'm gonna have to roll through these comments. I do have another Patreon member shout out to do. I did Celine Dion. I did Miley Cyrus. Let's do a man here. We're gonna do. Oh yeah, we're gonna do the Offspring. Yeah, Offspring's really good. We love the Offspring. Patreon member shout out. When we were young, the future was so bright, whoa. The old neighborhood was so alive, whoa. And every kid on the whole damn street, whoa. It's gonna make it big in every beat. Now the neighborhood's cracked and torn, whoa. Kids are grown up, but their lives are worn, whoa. How can one little street swallow so many lives? Chances thrown, nothing's free. Longing for what used to be. Okay, thank you guys for 100 likes. That means the world. Everyone, please check out at HeyDaveDon, at King Mavs Forever over on the Twitter, Stand Up Chart and King Mavs over on the Veve app, Kobe Collection, Only Player One over on the YouTube, RayThax.eth domain name, Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Veve Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sony Pop Media, Veve Darklink, Meadow Lemon, Veve Vibes, and Nomad with Guitar, on the YouTube. Nomad with Guitar is also on the Twitter. And you do have at What Wizard Veve and Gary O at 1234CA3 all on the Twitter. Okay, say hello to Dashy. Hello, Dashy. All right, let's get it going. Let's keep moving on. Alex M says Vader Mooning got number 255 min in the drop. I love this game. Get it. Jorge On says Matt Smith. When Bitcoin pump, all coin pump. True. Richard, do you have a Darth Vader altar? I don't. Watch my last couple videos. It says why I don't. Yabo says, yo, Randy, long time since I caught you live. Yabo, it's been a while. Hope you're doing well. And again, I am reading this an hour, 32 minutes after you had posted it. Apologies. Hiccups. Fireworks. Does says, I can't imagine when actual Vader fans enter the space. Oh my god. That's going to be insane. I can't wait to get an outside perspective tomorrow on the stream. That's going to be dope. 3GP Media says, Disney or Marvel won't provision their lawyers. They're not going to want the liability. I mean, what did Obi-Wan Kenobi say to the head gun when Jar Jar takes him there? He's like, what happens to one affects the other. You must understand this. You and the Nabu form a symbiont circle. Like, what happens to Akomi also does affect Disney. Like, again, what happens to one affects the other. And, this is a new medium. If this is something where... I can't really say that. If this is something where, again, it'll affect both of them. That affects whatever affects Disney's bottom line. Yeah, they would totally do this. Richie Rich says, I have 1,500 ultra rare. Vader, can I get a price prediction from you? I don't think that's a special mint, but it's maybe slightly higher than the floor because it's a nice clean number. Yeah, a nice clean number. So I'd say if we do maybe like 1.1, 1.2 times the floor, maybe. I don't think that's a crazy. It's not a 3-digit. It's nice and round, but I don't really see anyone going too crazy unless there's something that I'm missing on why 1,500 would be a special mint. But the price prediction would be like I said, Vader would be a couple ETH in a few years, most likely. Wes says hedge funds will liquidate VV Grails. Hedge funds will grab so many of those things. Wes says 420.69. I love you. $42,069. Yobo says, since we're talking about mints, Randy, I have number 42, Doug Batman. Where did it be priced at? I went for okay. Let's take a look at that 42 Doge Batman. Let's go into a hooky now. All right. Which one is that? That is the. What is the Doug Batman? Doug? Oh, the Doug Mankey Batman. Okay. You said number 42. All right, let's take a look. It was listed at 50 gems. There's 12,800 of him. This is the one that you do have to do 8.5% fee on instead of the normal 2.5% fee that you had on the other 5 sets. But the floor is only 31, but it's an uncomp. So let's say 32. So let's say it'll be, 8. Yeah, so that'd be. No, that'd be 6. That'd be 24, 240. Let's say like 250 for the sub 100, which you do have number 59 for 259. Okay, so that makes sense. And I would say for the sub 50, honestly, 1,000 would probably be pushing it. Like 1,000 again. If you wanted a sub 50, that would be 4x what the sub 100 would be, and that's a lot. That is a lot. So 1,000 would be really pushing it. If you just want a sub 100, just get the number 59 for 259. I don't think that 1,000 is really worth it. I would say if you want to put it at like 550, I would say like probably good value buy because that's less than double of the floor of the sub 100. Now if the 259 and 299 get bought. And then the lowest sub 100 is 66. Now, granted, that would be about 20x of the normal floor, which is not right. Probably shouldn't be there. But again, all it takes is 60 people that want one of the sub 100s. They can get it. Then at that point, I would say, you could probably ask for 1,200. But right now, I would say like 550 would probably sell if you wanted to sell. Just because the floor is so low. Not about it says hedge funds are awesome. They can be. Yabos says good content. This is the best content. Oh, thank you, Yabos. Thank you so much. We got Ether almost is great content. Oh, thank you, man. Jorge Allen says Omi need keep this level until the end of the year. I hope so. It'd be great. Bill Gardner says I'm definitely seeing a shrinking supply of collectibles left for sale on the market for almost everything. Yeah, so it's so strange to me that you have this falling price met with a falling supply, and at some point it's going to reach an inflection point. Where it's going to be, okay, there's a lot less supply, and there's, it's cheap, and then it's just going to the moon, because, people think that these are always going to be available, and some might. Like, you have, common Lokis are always going to be available. There's 9,800 of those things. Those are always going to be available. Anything that has close to 10,000, probably always going to be one available. But things that are scarce, like, something that has less than 1,000 mints. Like if you have something that is common that has close to 10,000 mints plus, you have something that has more population than small towns in America. If you have that, not exactly rare or scarce. Always going to be some available. But for the things that are less than 1,000 and below, like the secret rare Lokis or a lot of the designer con stuff, that's very, very rare and scarce. And that's right now, not including when we get millions of people in here that are going to love art. We got Frank Sabago says we need to FUD Omi more to stop it from rallying. We guess we could. Also, I don't know why I have my, again, I can't get it off. I have my shoes on still. I've had my shoes on for like so many hours, and like I feel like Kevin from The Office, where he just like dances at like a wedding for 10 hours, like my dogs are barking, and then he goes and he puts his feet in the ice machine. Oh my God, Kevin's such a pig. I love that. I love that show so much. It's so good. So I'm gonna take these off. Oh yeah, feels good. Feels good, man. I'm gonna go wipe my hands with some alcohol because I don't like touching shoes that have been on the ground and stuff without. Oh yeah, much better. All right, moving on. Okay, my body. We got Justin says remove all red O's. And Frank I was like, yeah, remove all red O's, as he has 2 in his name. Dumb Thing Science says, how many Ultra Evaders do you have, Randy? I have none. I have none. Andrew MC says, I'd say yes immediately to that offer. Nice. Jorge Allen, give me those red O's. Dumb Thing Science, isn't R2 better because first ever Star Wars? I mean, you know, R2 and C-3PO are the first Star Wars, but yeah, like 3PO, like whose favorite character is 3PO? Probably not too many. You know, there are some that might like him because he's like that first version of like AI, you know, the human cyborg relations, knows a bunch of languages, knows a bunch of everything. Yeah. I would say he has some fans out there, but Vader's just cool. Vader's just epic. You love Vader. Moving on. Fractal Edge says, I'm sorry, but I have to say it. Fish. Oh, we love Fish. What's up, Fractal Edge? I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry I'm so late on the comments here, but yeah, I love you. Thanks, Box. I didn't mean to say I love you. You know what I mean. Box says, C-3PO is the best looking golden moment, in my opinion. It matches his original color. It's true. He's been like that for a while. Just saying, what's up with that dude just standing there while his arm was getting burned alive in the show? Which show? What? I forget what I was talking about an hour and a half ago. I'm sorry. Okay, it says R2 was already in Kenobi when they are on Alder. R2 was already in Kenobi when they are on Alderaan. Oh yeah, he was. Good point. Jagman says R2 is in Obi-Wan. Yeah. I forgot. Crazy weekend. Jagman says saw him in freeze frame. Nice. Crypto Insomniac says, what's good, my guy? What's good, Crypto? Xbox says that Vader versus Batman YouTube short film is, yeah, dude, I forget what that's called, but it's so good. All right, Merrick says, what will you drink when you run out of Tesla Tequila? I don't know. I don't got anything left. I don't have anything left. Cryptosoniac's thinking of stacking Secret Rare Thor. He's good. I really like him. He's a god. Now Loki's a god of mischief. We have a version of him. Is there any other gods before Loki? I think Loki might have been first appearance god. You know, Moon Knight really gets into gods. We'll really get into them in the future as well in the MCU. Really great. Pixel Trader. I'm sorry. LMC Burger Pan's got Ultra Rare drop. 721. Nice. Pixel Trader, don't forget, end of Q2 is in 30 days. Veve owes us some goodies. The rest of the year has big catalyst coming too. I'm really hoping for Veve this week to put out like, hey, here's like the May recap. Here's our thing coming in for June. What to expect. Beta was not a 2.7, was it? I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's go to the drops. Let's go to Star Wars. Let's go to the Vader. And 348 available. Yeah, it's 2,400 now. So there's a lot more available now than there were before. Crazy Dan 420 says, hey, Randy, got 2 common Vaders on the drop and picked up an uncommon 2. Missed the ultra rares on the market. Gonna wait and see what happens. Price, if the hype moves to the next shiny thing, we'll see. Crypto says, I wish I picked up one more Vader. VPK's thoughts on Elsa. So even though most people consider her a Disney princess, Disney does not, because she's like a matriarch. She's a queen. Like that first movie, that's her coronation of her becoming an adult. So, you know, that's a full-fledged woman, not necessarily a princess, even though the rest of us pretty much say like it's a princess. If Deadpool's a princess, she's a princess. Yeah, I think a lot of everything right now on the app is pretty much undervalued, but But yeah, I would say her especially. That was Disney's biggest movie since Lion King. Like that took over the world. Like if there was social media in 94, 95, whenever Lion King came out, that would have taken over the world also, but Let It Go was just, oh my god. That was insanely beautiful. That spoke to. I learned how to play it on piano. I learned that song in Russian. That was so good. Frank Sabaka says, I'm still holding Elsa, R2D2, C3PO. They're the only golden moments I own. I wouldn't mind buying Iron Man again someday. Iron Man's great. We love Iron Man. A-Rox Vader, later Todd. Noah Guitar, thank you for the $5 super chat that you bought the Murmur Corno. Dope. Just a sport. Love you, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna have you up there for a little while. Just says, I love watching my portfolio on Randy's stream. Does it just keep going up? Andrew MC says salt. James Robertson says need at least 5 to 10 MC1 comics. Get it? YOLO. Just says Walt is just some old guy. Man, people still have the Vader Walt thing. Dumb Thing Signs says Vader more than Todd already? Not yet, but it's getting there. Bean Tech Finance says, love the passion today. Yeah, I went really hard for like an hour and a half. I spoke a lot. Walrus says Vader is just some old guy too. That's a good point. It's a good point. You see him in Return of the Jedi. Yeah, dude, like going from the end of episode 3, where they're just like just, on rocks and they're jumping off hills, to like episode 4, like boy, we got old. Yeah, like, yeah, feels bad, man. Feels bad. Like, we got spoiled. Like, when we were kids, late 20s, early 30s. Yes, I still consider myself late 20s, early 30s. We got spoiled. Why? Because we got this amazing, most of us had seen the original Star Wars beforehand. But then Phantom Menace came out. It was just like, oh my god, the choreography, the story, it was just, oof. That was beautiful. Now, granted, some of the dialogues, like, I hate sand, it's nuts. Just says, we need Cavell's wisdom on Vader versus we should ask Cavell. Everyone tweet Cavell that, hey, I was on Randy's show, and he's like, he doesn't know who's going to be worth more, Vader or Walt. He's been on point lately. Okay, as the hope it goes back down, I wanted a few more. James Robertson says, I'm also stacking those Cogsworth and Lemire golden moments. Silly at the spread. Yep, mentioned that before. Nomad says, F me running Vader 2700. Don't do it, bro. Dumb Thing Science. I don't think Walt is still the technical owner of Disney. I think majority is Vanguard Group. I mean, Walt's dead. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly who owns Disney. Crudlord says, don't underestimate the power of the dark side. Good point. Just as English. When Supergirl says, guess who was right? And is not good. Oh, Wendy. Yep, Wendy. Wendy's always correct. I really looking forward to some more of Wendy's videos. Sorry, Wendy, I'm getting back to you an hour, 26 minutes later. Let me message her about that. Going and say, hey, Wen. I'm gonna be like, okay, all right. Hey, Wendy, I'm finally getting to your comment an hour, 20-something minutes later. I wonder if she'll take a look at that. Ha 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 ha, laughing emoji. Okay, moving on here. Kobe Collects says, I flipped a Vader, Randy, locked in more than I paid for the first 4 Ultra Rare with the 1 sale, and bought a Todd. Get that bread. Ether almost says Vader and Todd at the same price. No, that was before. No, Todd says it's official. It's $9.24 essential. Oh wow, Vader has taken over Todd for a little bit. It did for that one bright moment. I'm actually gonna go and take a picture of that here because that deserves to be said. Oh, what's up, Aldous Havley? How's it going? Saying, what up, fam? Big hugs, Randy. And all, Aldous, I hope you're doing well. Either almost says, and it's gone. Justin called it. When Supergirl says, dear Aldous. Oh. Justin says, what's good? Noah Guitar says, well, yep. The dummy listed it for $2,600. Now the floor's $2,900 on Todd. Oh. This says, sheesh, $300 on the floor. When Supergirl says, I flipped my only Todd for Darth. Good job, Wen. Noah Guitar says, good job. When Supergirl, good idea. Justin is just give me those eyes. When Supergirl says it was in my Twitter. Bernardin says Todd will always be greater than Vader. It says Vader's greater than Kripkins. Yeah, I don't know what was going to be. Will it? I mean, we're not sure. We at this point we don't really know. Noah Guitar says disagree. Man, many Batmans on the app. That's also true. There's a whole bunch of Batman. Moon says, do you think it's smart to buy cheap secret rare collectibles? For example, I bought a secret rare lightsaber because it was under $200. I thought secret rares are like always one. I mean, they probably should be. They probably will be at some point. Oh, so good. I mean, a lot of it really depends on utility. I mean, let's say like Iron Man. You know, it's not a secret rare, but it's got more demand for him than the secret rare Alligator Loki. Granted, there's like there's like 15 times the amount of mints of Iron Man as there are Loki. So of course Loki's going to have a little bit more, punch to him. A little bit more of him locked up because it doesn't take as much money to buy a certain percentage of him. Moving on. Well, it says Todd is a static statue. We usually rather buy first appearance Vader. That's animated. A lot of people would, but a lot of people, history. I mean, it's this really depends on the age of the people that get in. Now, most of the people that view me are 25 to 44 years old, and I mean that's a big difference between 25 and 44-year-old. But let's say late 20s or early 40s, people in the early 40s that this is so new. I mean, so new to everybody, but a lot of younger people are like, oh, okay, animated. That's just the way it's going to be. Utility like a lot of people that are in Veve are spoiled to the rest of the NFTs. The rest of the NFTs, they look like crap. They are just these pictures, and they don't really do much, and the roadmap is kind of whereas where we have the animated ones, they're 3D, you can do whatever, play with them, AR and VR and all that. But for the older people, they're not really used to that yet, and they're like, okay, well, I remember collecting Magic cards or baseball cards, or for like me, Pokemon cards, and it's a little bit of a easier transition. Like, oh, Todd, this is it's just similar. We're like, I don't think we really care as much about the 3D as some of the younger people might. But yeah, again, like, who's the people that's going to get in this? Who's in the future? I mean, in 20 years, people that are 10 years old are going to be 30 years old, and they're going to be like, oh, this, and they might say like, okay, Vader over the Todd Batman. How many people knew that like, I knew the differences between Eddie Rizzo Batman, Todd Batman? I guarantee you, 99% of the people here 2 years ago, you'd be like, hey, what are those guys? Oh, it's Batman. Yeah, they're just different versions of Batman. They didn't know who Eddie Rizzo was. They didn't know who Todd McFarlane Batman was. But people are going to know what Vader is, like, because there's pretty much only one version. I mean, again, you can make the different timelines. There's Anakin turning into Vader. There's one where he becomes more Vader the more it goes on. Obviously Luke does recognize there's still good in him. But moving on here. Noah Guitars, Troll All. When Supergirl and Vader's animated, both will do well. No, that says exactly. Darth Chaos is, I don't know, it's tough. Vader is the most iconic villain of all time. Definitely one of them. Definitely one. Yeah, he's a big bad. Alice Howard says, hey, when Supergirl, much love and hugs. Hope you're well. When says it means Star Wars. Bernardin says, Batman is much more popular around the world than Vader. Think about localization. Todd is first Batman, first DC, first Veve. At the end, I got both. It's just my sincere opinion. And yeah, it's a fair point. Vader, Vader's not even first Vader on blockchain. But again, it's Vader. Like the cultists that are in, there's only one Vader statue that you can get. There's many Batman statues that you can get. But again, that first set is, again, we'll see. We'll see how things play out. Is DC going to rectify that and be like, hey, actually, Todd was the first? Are they? I don't know. See what happens. Noah Guitar says, wasn't first villain Red Skull? They did Green Goblin dirty. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Red Skull was. Wait, who said that he was the first villain? One Supergirl says, pardon? Ah ha ha. Supergirl says, that's true, but Vader is more popular. True. One says, I'm fine, Aldous. Not a boss says, I like the Star Wars posters. Nice set to have. Yeah, they're cool. They'll go in people's showrooms. They'll go in people's houses in the Veveverse. Wes says, Randy has learned to never disrespect Vader. I mean, the move I did was, not smart. Noah Guitar agrees with Wendy. Obadiah Goldcheck Ostenovitz says, smash that like button. Big A says, I thought he was doing the See You Again from End of Fast and Furious. No, it was the Miley Cyrus See You Again. Noah Guitar says, Randy underestimated the Force and got burnt. I did. Hardcore. A McGee says, did you get his Vader back? Nope, sold for 700. Yep. Noah Goddard agrees, says, I don't think he got it back. I didn't. Spiritual Shop says, what is the thumbnail from? I don't even know. I gotta take. I don't even know. Let's see what we got here. That was from a Twitter post. It's something I'll put in a video later. Ooh, yo, Fantastic Four #1. If you go and buy that one for $7,900, the floor goes and goes up to $11,400, which is nice. Someone's gonna do that. Someone's gonna do that. I don't know who, but someone. Yeah, I don't know 100% what that's gonna be. What that thumbnail was, I forget. Moving on here. Mendez Flip says, hell yeah, I got a back, Cal. Good for you, good for you. Andre says Vader over Cal. Nomad agrees. Kobe Collect says Thor was never shiny. Oh, poor Thor. We all love Thor. Frank Sabak says Ultra Rare Vader is about 2.7K. Yeah, he was like 2.9, I think, for a bit. Darth Chaos, I want Palpatine saying one of his iconic lines. That'd be great as well. Mendez Flip says, I have Vader, Todd, and the back Cal. Can't miss any of the trains. Can't miss them. Crazy Dan. Okay. Says, hey, Randy, you can borrow one of my back Cals for the con if that works for you. Oh, yes. Yes, Bay. Yes, message me on Twitter. Not about smart people are buying the deals. They are. Aldrin Derpa. Oh, Depra. So sadly, there is not transfer function for Palm NFC platform. Best would be an extra account be given to you, Randy, or just buy one in the marketplace. I could buy one from someone and then just give it back, and I could sell it back to them after it's over. So or again the extra account. Big A says Kobe, hello again. General Kenobi. I talked for 2.5 hours. I had a lot to drink. I have to pee. Was the Vader Ultra floor would be 10K in a normal market? Yeah, probably right. Probably even more. We'll see. So good. Frank Zabaka, Batcow and Palm Marketplace goes live at midnight PST. Nice. Kobe says, hey, Big A. Noah Kahar says, thanks. Justin says, West, it'd be about 20K. It might. Crazy Dan 420's Marketplace for Batcows opens mañana. What says Justin? Probably right. And his flip says, had my mom do the Vader drop. She hit an ultra rare. Oh. Your mom's a G. Justin says something like that. Ether almost says, 3 of my friends got an ultra rare Vader. I was happy for them. That's insane luck if you ask me. It's very good luck. Not a box is handed over, Mom. Give me my Vader toy. So amazing. Oh, one Supergirl just put out a space saying flipping Todd for Darth Vader. Ooh. Should be taking my audience. What's up, one Supergirl laughing at me? Big A says he's like 30 minutes back on comments. Gonna be late night if he reads them all. I'm an hour 17. When Supergirl's laughing, Darth Chaos laughing. Big A says Todd 2,700. Him is 2,900. Yeah, that's a good point. But I mean, him there's 300 him. No, there's more than 20. More than 20 times him. There's more than 20 times Todd Mintz as are him, His Infernal Majesty. All it takes is a couple people just want to clear that floor, clear that supply. Sun Eater says, I don't understand why Sergeant Fury Secret Rare is under 100. Wait, really? Captain America's new comic? When Sergeant Fury... Yeah, Sergeant Fury is worth a lot more. Mendes, I don't know what I bought an hour plus ago. You got a super chat coming in from Anthony M. Thank you. Saying, question for you and everyone in the chat. Todd Batman versus Darth Vader Ultra Rare. Who's worth more long term? Okay. I'll once and for all. Clip this if y'all want to. The Ultra Rare Vader has less mints, but for the Todd, there is no Todd's not the Ultra Rare. Common on common. Well, Todd's not animated, but if you can't afford that Ultra Rare Vader, you can just get the common or the uncommon. It's fine. A couple $100. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars. Now Todd has been 14,000. Vader has never been that, but again, Vader's, people, companies that are made in bear markets and this type of climate, they tend to thrive in it if they're really good. So you have something like, let's say like Tesla, that did really well in 2020. Why? Because disruptive, innovative technologies thrive in bear markets. So you have something like Vader that's born in, like, oh, what's that Bane reference? Like, oh, you think the darkness is your ally, but I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light till I was already a man. Like Vader is like a driver that learns to drive in December, in January, in the snow. Whereas like they might have a little bit harder time at first, but they're gonna be much better off than the people that learn to drive in, like May or June, where it's nice. That person that learned to drive in December, come December, 1 year full circle, when they're both driving, 6, 8 months or whatever, that person in December knows what the heck to do. The person that learned to drive, that's never driven the snow, is not going to know. So bring that into collectibles, when you have Vader that's doing almost as much as Todd right out the gate, while he has, more than 10,000 of his mints, while he has, again, of the common and the uncommon, and he's animated, and again, if you Google what the first DC or Batman NFT is, there's like other articles working against the Todd because they're putting Batcows, they're putting Kira, they're putting other things before this, which is not right. So when you have something that is like the Vader, which there's no question on, that's the first appearance. No question at all. Not just on the app, that's just on, the whole blockchain in general. Nobody else can dispute that. Vader's got a lot of points going for it. And the only thing, again, the things that Todd have is that it is first of the first of the first. A lot of layers there. Everyone's going to want them. Again, all right, so here's one of the caveats that is really going to help Todd. You're going to have people that don't give a fudge about Batman, that could care less about that, could hate Batman, and for whatever reason, and they're going to buy the Todd just because he's that first one, just because he's that first set. And let's say you want the set, you can't get the set, because again, remember, there are less than 1,500 people that could ever get that first set. That first set will be worth, I don't know, $500,000 in the future. Why? Because less than 1,500 people can ever get them. And when you have people that want the top, they just want the set. Like I guarantee you'll see in the future when Veve allows it, people not to just sell one collectible. I'm gonna sell this set, and then you can get, because again, you don't. Some collectors like me, they like the hunt. I want to get, when they're going for a set, like when I did the gym challenge set for Pokemon, let me start with all the Blaine's cards. Oh, Blaine's Charizard, Blaine's Arcanine. Let me get the other Blaine's cards, Blaine's Ninetales, Blaine's, and then he's like, okay, I got all Blaine's cards. Let me get Giovanni's. I like Giovanni. You get the Persian, you get the Needle King, and then you're like, all right, I like Misty's Golduck, cool. Rocket Zapdos, Sabrina's Mewtwo. You get all the Hollows. Then you get it goes slowly but steadily. But other people like, nah, just give me the set. I'll give you however much money. Just give me the set. So with this, you're gonna have people buying sets. You're gonna have people that don't care. Like people that don't like Vader are probably not gonna buy Vader, because that's not the first. It's not the first Star Wars. First Vader's first Vader, but people that historically people are gonna want that first set. So that's what I think the major advantage that Todd has over the Vader is, that people that don't like him are still going to buy him. People that don't like Vader are probably just not going to buy Vader. They'll make their money elsewhere. But people that want that first set, that don't give a crap about Batman, are still going to buy that. So that's the big advantage that he has. But what's going to be worth more, I think, it's in the future, what's going to come down to utility. The utility is going to be like, can Vader get you into Star Wars Park at a discount? Can the Todd, get you to an NFT NYC event at a discount? We'll see. I don't know. God, that's a lot of comments. Darth Chaos says Lady Deadpool. Oh yeah, I did buy Lady Deadpool. Sonny just says Vescar baseballs. Ooh, that's a good one. Still live, or I would. Wendy invited me to speak in her thing. Moving on here. I know Malas, thank you so much for that $50 super chat. I think you got 2 Darth Vaders, ultra rare, and a few dozen various posters. What a bargain. Have a total of 100 plus various Star Wars prices now, including lightsabers. My heckin' man. One Supergirl, so guys, at this point, just bring popcorn. It's going to be an interesting night, fam. Yeah, still over an hour behind on comments. Just says Vaders will have better ROI than Sabers. I don't know about that. Because again, like Vader, like if you buy Vader right now at 2,500, for it to 10x, it has to go to 25,000. And I'm not saying that it can't do that, but that's just a lot. For Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, it just got to go from $35 to $350. That's people can afford a couple $100. $2,400, 25. That's so much. Now, if people could afford $25,000 all willy-nilly, people would have, 10, 15 million Omi right now. Like, no question. Some people do. Some people don't. Buying Omi, like this token, it's not sexy right now. Buying Vader, buying this, yeah, that's sexy. Buying Omi, not too sexy right now. Will be in the future, I promise. Big A says, Elsa and Iron Man just continue bleeding out. For now. Casey Prana says, I don't see renting NFTs being successful. They will. 100% they will. Ernie Wallace says, listening to you. No, I'm long-term. 100%. Mauricio Arlano says, sold my Vader for 2.8 to buy Ultra Rare Spider-Man. Have 500 gems left over. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Nicholas Cater says, uncommon on the drop. Nice. John P says, I love this game. Again. Hari says, if another piece of Donald art comes out, will it be first edition also? What keeps unlimited first edition from here? So, no. The first edition is the first time a piece of art appears on the blockchain. So those lenticular cards, that's the artwork. Because it's art, that's a first edition. Any other artwork that comes out will not be a first edition. That'll just be random art. Like if we have I'm trying to think of another example. If we have another Tara McPherson, no, that's still going to be. We don't have too much art on here yet. We do, but it's not enough where I can find an example, like a really good example. If we have, let's say, playing cards, they're not just collectible cards, but actual playing cards of Donald Duck, those will not be first edition, because it's not the first time you're seeing them on the blockchain. Marisa Arlano thinks Ultra Spider-Man over Ultra Vader, and it's possible. Both animated. And again, that Secret Rare Spider-Man is going to be one of probably the most valuable thing on this app. The other ones might not be. But yeah, that if you can't get that Secret Rare and you still want animated, you're probably going to be like, oh, Ultra Rare is fine. Justin, what's going on? Big A says Jurassic Park will be the next shiny thing, since only way to get was receiving a movie. Take it a month. Yep, I got it. And you can't buy on a drop app. Wait a week and watch a FOMO build. Agreed. Case Promise is not a chance. Saying not a chance for what? So don't see NFTs renting NFTs being successful. 100% they will be successful. Does says how many Spider-Men are on that drop? Like 60. Oh, a lot more than that. There's 32K just for the common. Yeah, there was a bit more. So Alano says, yeah, but only 2,500 Spider-Man. Ultra rare compared to 6K Vader. Good point. Winky Jones says, sorry you sold your Ultra Vader for so low. Rip. Yep, I would comment F down below. Joseph says, so why is he cheaper than Vader? Again, Vader's the shiny new thing. Right, meow. Casey promises the Ultra Rare Spider-Man will be overshadowed by the secret rare version. It will hold its value, but it won't eclipse Ultra Vader prices in the future, just my opinion. I mean, it's a coin flip. I don't know. I mean, yeah, of course, it's going to be overshadowed by the... PSA 9 Charizard is, first edition is way overshadowed by the, by the first edition PSA 10, but the first edition PSA 9 is still like $20-something thousand. So, it's still going to be really expensive. Justin says, you don't want to miss out on Grails because you only think it's FOMO. Good point. No Guitar says, have you given up on keto, Randy? No, I just, today was this is a really bad weekend. I'll tell you all about it at some point. Mauricio Arlano says, I don't think so. Ultra Spider-Man hit 15K at the peak of I think it hit more than that. That shows that it's not overshadowed by the secret rare. Yeah, fair point. No Guitars Recur is garbage. My pass is worthless. At least I can send it to OpenSea. So, see, it's not worthless. Pass is worth $120. And again, I do think that company has the tools to turn it around. Does it have the think tank? Does it have the mind of Gary Vaynerchuk? No, it doesn't. Gary Vaynerchuk is not paying that company any mind. Has the mind of Will. They should hire. Not me. They should hire someone like me, like a Taps Trades, Kyle Willson, Johnny Dunn. They should hire somebody that knows the space, that knows collectibles, maybe like Sleeping Comics and crypto. Me or one of those guys, just because, again, we're familiar with the space, we're familiar with collectibles, collecting in general, and yeah, and again, we have an in with the Veve fam. Like what we know what flies, we know what doesn't fly. It would behoove them to really go and hire someone like that, or like me, to just have someone as a consultant, and just say, hey, what do we do? Perfect. Casey Brano says Vader is top tier Grail. Ultra Spider-Man is a blue chip. I mean, they're both really good. Well, Vader will probably, I don't know. Spider-Man is like that's the most popular superhero of all time. Like, not even just like, oh, he's Marvel's. No, popular superhero of all time. You know, like when a sitting president goes and says, you know, his favorite superhero is Spider-Man. That was Obama that did that. You know. Really cool. Now again, Vader's cool AF, and Vader's for like the jocks. You know, Spider-Man's kind of like relatable to like the nerds. You know. Hydrate. Mauricio Arlanos, that's your opinion, man. Just as Vader's boomer approved. No, guitars says people are stupid. NFTs are bad for the environment. What about physical toys that these people buy driving to the store and buying plastic? Yeah, I know. People are very hypocritical. Because Brown says, I'm saying that it's overshadowed by it because there are 5 different versions. Secret Rare will always be better one to own. Better Ultra Rare, Secret Rare equivalent in this category. Yeah, Secret Rare equivalent. And you're right, that Secret Rare Spider-Man will always be number 1, but that doesn't mean that the Ultra Rare won't also be really good to have. No, Guitars is Ultra Spider-Man versus R2. Oh, that's hard. That is really hard. Those are both like, those are both really good. But I think that people go crazy for Spider-Man, and you know, I think R2 will lose some of its luster as we get, if we get like Obi-Wan, if we get Luke, if we get Ahsoka, Darth Maul, Lord Sidious. Honestly, I think Spider-Man Ultra Rare is better than R2-D2 for the long term, because I think we're gonna be getting these amazing characters that will, you know, R2-D2 will continue going down the peg as we get more and more characters. Casey Prano says, you'll make money off of Ultra Rare Spider-Man. I just don't think it's on the same category as Vader. And, you know, he brings up some good points. Razor Arlano says, well, I guess only time will tell, but I still have 1 Vader that I'm not selling. Got lucky and got 2 Ultra Rare Vader on the drop. Nice. Casey Prano agrees. Could be wrong. Nothing can go wrong with either. You're both, so that's good. Mauricio says, respect. Adam also thanks for a super chat. It's like a new Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs called Moments Announced. Which again, he's trolling, but he says this is going to shake things up for sure. Oh, the leaks were true. And he says leaks, Leeks. Something that Kiyosoma hates if you read Fruits Basket. Comment down below if you get that reference. Noah Guitar says, I have Vader already. Nice. Marie says, what about the Ultra Rare Steamboat Willie versus Ultra Rare Vader? Ultra Rare Vader, easily. Just as Vader all day. Now it says, haha, Vader, of course. Marie says, isn't Mickey Mouse bigger than Vader? Yeah, but that Ultra Rare Steamboat Willie is not a first appearance. There's so many of him on here. Vader, 100%. Darth Chaos says Vader is Star Wars. Star Wars is life. Does Mickey one hecka woke? Yeah, maybe a little bit. No, it's a Steamboat is ancient. Like, no offense, he's cool, but it's nothing great. I mean, yeah, like, everybody knows who Steamboat Willie is. He's extraordinarily recognizable. But how many people like, oh, he's my favorite character? Probably no one. Maybe a couple of kids, if, like, their parents are, hey, here's your Mickey stuffed doll. Oh, he loves his Mickey. Kid's probably going to grow out of that at some point. You don't really grow out of loving Vader. That's something that should be noted. You don't grow out of loving Vader. Like, you can grow out of things that are like kid stuff. You might always have nostalgia for that, but, you know, you're not all the time, but a lot of times you're not going to see, like, you know, 35-year-old, like, jumping rope in, like, a Mickey hoodie. Well, you could have him jump rope like a Vader, like the fourth, you know. I see a lot more Star Wars stuff at the gym than I do Mickey. Just throwing that out there. Moving on. No, as a Steamboat is ancient. Yeah, agrees. Vader doesn't care about pronouns. No, he doesn't. No, Guitars, I feel bad for the guy who bought my Ultra Steamboat for 10K. Oof. Rip. Just says golden meatballs. Mauricio is thinking of picking up Steamboat Willie. Pretty good long term. Michael says, are you worried that a drop like Vader was so big for the year already that given the bear market we're in, that Omi price plus VV total market cap is in for a substantial collapse until end of year utility? I mean, the Omi market has been in free fall for months, mostly because of the recession. It doesn't really have much to do with what's going on. Again, they're relatively separate right now. The VV app and the Omi token, the only way they're connected is because it underpins the app. But right now, you can't use your Omi to buy gems. You can't use it to buy, you can't use it to buy the NFTs. You'll be able to buy the NFTs and land with it at some point. But yeah, right now it's pretty unconnected. I don't see anything that goes on with VV really affecting the price unless we get like utility. Mauricio Arlo's Disney fans are richer than Star Wars fans. I mean, there's more Disney fans, I think, than like just Star Wars, because Disney encompasses this many things. Star Wars is Star Wars, but I don't know, man. I now again, this is just a very small step here. Like again, you have the Club 33 members, not even talking about Vivi or Comey, like real Club 33 people in the real world. You know, they're paying like tens of thousands of dollars to be in that club, pay another how many thousands of dollars per year to be in there. And, you know, you can't buy your way in. There's just a wait list, and if you're in, you're in. Vader doesn't really have something like that, but Star Wars is just well, you know, they have Star Wars Celebration this week. They have DCon, which is, you know, Disney, or I'm sorry, they have D23. They have Disney 23. They basically their con in September. But I think that Star Wars, again, from the people that I know that are really into Disney and are really into Star Wars, again, in just my circle of people that I know and know of, the Star Wars people do have a little bit more money. But again, what is that? That's like 50 to 100 people that I might know, like on both sides. We need a much larger source. We need a much larger pool to dig from. What we got here? James Robertson says best collectible to get for 1,000 in your opinion. Probably going to be a golden moment. But let's take a look at the brands here. Yeah, 1,000's not a ton of money, so you're not going to get really grails or blue. I don't know. You can get a couple of those duos. You can get, like, how much is an Iron Man golden moment? There's 374, and there's less than 1% of Iron Man available. You know, there's 103 of them. 374. You know, somebody comes in and buys, you know, with 4K, you know, buys 10 of these, suddenly goes to 455. That's really good. Elsa's really good too. It's 558. Jesus, it's so low. So those two are really good. Iron Man and Elsa are great. But I don't know people that are like really stacking. But I do know people that are stacking that secret rare alligator Loki, which is $6.99 right now. That is really cheap. That is stupid cheap. I think that I would say Iron Man or Elsa, those are very, very good. And if you want to gamble, you know, gamble secret rare alligator Loki, you know, but yeah, Elsa or Iron Man, those are great. Kenny says, will Vader Ultra Rare flip Spider-Man Secret Rare in the future? No. Mauricio says, hell not. Well, again, if the Secret Rare Spider-Man is just that and has no utility, but again, and it doesn't even need to come from the companies. Somebody could just be like, hey, you know, anyone that has an Ultra Rare Vader, I mean, that's going to be so hard. Because you're going to have to go And there's so many people that can have Vader. There's not that many people that can have a Secret Rare Spider-Man. Maybe like 900, give or take. Not Vader, you can have thousands. But if somebody, it depends on utility for the most part. So if you get somebody that says, or multiple people say, yeah, we're gonna give Vader utility, this way, they can do that. Then he might go through it, and pass them. But if they're just left alone, then no, Secret Rare Spider-Man all the way. Justin says these Casey promises Disney fans are Star Wars fans and vice versa. Disney Pixar controls Star Wars unit. I mean, that's true, but they are, kind of different. Not a boss is not FUD Randy. Any word on MTL MCP? We'll probably have to wait for the next community update. None as of yet. Just says Disney butchered Star Wars. Well, okay. Disney did not do a good job with movies 7, 8, and 9. I think 7. I really liked 7. And I mean, there are things that I liked about all of them. Like again, like the quote that I read to the last question that I asked Darcy Donovan was that it was a quote from Star Wars. And it was episode 8. It was Rose Tico that said, "Don't kill what you hate, save what you love." And I said, Darcy, with all you're doing with your philanthropic goals and charity, what is something you want to save? And so there are some gems. Like people, like we can all agree that those are probably like the worst movies, but there are some really, really good points. There are good scenes, and like I'm happy they were made. Might have messed a whole bunch of things up, and clearly they could have been better. But there are some really good emotional moments and really good things in those movies. But those are just the movies. The Book of Boba Fett, and oh my god, like the bad, like there are some really good Star Wars products since Disney took over. Again, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau should be given the keys to freaking Disney City. Oh my heckin' goodness. Yeah, lots of good stuff happened under Disney as well. Just giving shout out to Disney there. Got to push back on that. Casey promises no way Vader flips Spider-Man Secret Rare. Now you're just talking crazy. So don't disagree, Justin. Once Disney keeps politics out of its products, it will get better. Most people will want entertainment without all the BS. Good point. Just says, I thought police can't restrain themselves. So I don't. Oh man, I'm not going to go into that. It's getting a little crazy there. Wow, I'm still an hour behind on comments. I'm so sorry, guys. Not a boss. Veve is collector's wet dream. Agreed. Randy Warren says, strange to get scarcity lecture from someone invested in OMI token. I mean, those numbers are just, that's too cheap. Like that's a undervalued piece of token that nobody's paying attention to. Which again, there's a couple different sides of me. You have the collector side, but then you also have the undervalued side, which is like, that's my wheelhouse. That's what I did for you. That's how I made bulk of my money from 2017 to 2020, 2020. Yeah. It was just from which companies are under and overvalued, which ones should you invest in, which ones should you not. And that's just mostly from companies like in America that I would give my money personally to, not including what I did, with Tesla, Square, Fastly, and all that in 2020. And yeah, so finding something like this, yeah, stupid undervalued. It's crazy. Andrew MC says horses like Zedrun. I mean, I think people do make money on Zedrun. I don't know if they do anymore but I haven't kept up with it. But that was good for a while for some people. Casey Prana, everyone knows collectibles are different than cryptocurrency. That's a different animal. Good point. Just as collectibles on Veve are crypto tokens. I mean, it says NFTs. Let's think of Vader as a token with under 30k total supply. What would you value that at? And 5k are animated with sound. Also a good point. Randy Warren says, using supply and demand argument, but all in on OMI. Yeah, but OMI is also deflationary. And also, again, look at the market cap. So a lot of people, they'll just look at they won't even look at the circulating supply. They'll be like, oh, 750 billion were created. That's nuts. Not knowing that there's a reserve wallet, there's a vault, there's a circulating supply, and not knowing that we're deflationary. And then there's also, so this is where people get hecked. People look at the price, not even of OMI. They'll say, oh, this crap coin has like 8 zeros on it. It's super cheap. Yo, if we hit 1 penny to the moon, it's like, okay, well, 1 penny would give this like $1 trillion market cap. That's never going to freaking happen for something like these. This is stupid. And then they look at like Omi and they'll say like, oh, okay, what can we get to? And they'll look at something that says like, oh, well, this coin did like a 300x. What if Omi does that? Okay, well, if Omi does a 300x, and we go to what is 10, that would be like 5 billion. So 100 would be 50 billion. Yeah, if we 300x and become $150 billion market cap, yeah, we can do that. Are we going to do it in the next 6 months? No, not at all. So people don't look at market caps. They'll look at something like, yo, if this hits like 1 penny, and again, they're not looking at the market cap. For Omi, what the market cap is, what it's attached to, again, the only coin associated with Disney, is deflationary. Like, this is what, utility marketing exchanges, which, okay, well, Chavez, that's, freaking hat trick right there. It has to be completed. Yeah, agreed. You think they won't? They're going to complete that very easily. And that's going to be and this will be worth, hundreds of billions of dollars in the future, like that market cap for Omi, because of what it's attached to and how much money is going to go into not only NFTs but crypto and the metaverse at large. It is a perfect storm for Omi, in my opinion. And Warren says he was using supplement up. Justin's mind is blown. Darandada says, "Oh, was that a Shakira reference? She's a she-wolf in the closet." Randy Warren says, thus far, Omi is all supply and no demand. Price equals truth. Well, yeah, there's no volume because there's no exchanges. There's no marketing. There's no exchange. They're not going to have marketing and exchanges when the token doesn't have utility. They need utility first. Abe says, do you consider buying collectibles same as investing? Yes. I mean, it depends. You could invest in classic investing, and you can invest in collectibles, but you can't like collect like stocks. But you can collect. So collectibles is kind of that two thing. You can just collect to collect, or you can collect to invest. So kind of two different things there. Do you consider buying collectibles the same as investing in the token? No. I mean, again, I don't really have a emotional attachment to the token, but I love my Lokis. I love like my Mighties. I love Lady Devil. Like I don't want to sell those. Yeah. So that's that. Justin says no, not a boss. Omi is a great investment for the long term. Most crypto projects will be dead in a year. Yeah, a lot of crypto projects suck. Michael Santiago says what he totally said. True. Andrew MC's thinking. Terry Collins says, put it in reverse, Terry. Just sending love from Australia as always. Get with the amazing content, brother. Love you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for loving my work. Terry, reverse Terry. That's like the greatest thing ever. I love it. Superdurag says, what's up, Randy? Just stopping by to say, what? Remember in the 90s when everybody started going, what? Oh, my voice is really getting hecked tonight in a not good way. Wendy says, whenever you can, but that was 23 minutes ago. I'm still streaming one day. Let's do so it's 11:31. So a comment be like, I'm still an hour behind comments. Still an hour behind on comments, and have been streaming for 3 hours. Ha 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 ha. Ah ha ha ha. Okay, move on. Oh, we got a super chat. I also got a bug in the back of me. Okay. Super chat coming in from Anthony M saying, me again, what's up? Says, dude, if I sell my partner statue, I buy the whole Batman Black and 1 Series 1 set. In your opinion, the Batman set would be worth more than partners long term? My priority is Veve is to make money is why I asked. So yeah, if I could grant. No, all right. You one wish. Advice to like a whale of mine. This whale buddy of mine that I was advising was saying like, you're saying, hey, what do I get? I was like, okay, you're gonna need X, Y, and Z. So, the Joey M Batman and the Becky Cloonan Batman, I didn't even put on that list. Eventually, I said you're probably gonna want to get that because that's the first set. Everyone's gonna want that. But the Todd and the Riso are on there. Most of that value that's gonna come out of the set is from the Todd and from the Riso, because again, you only after 1,500 people, 1,600 whatever complete that set, then the rest of them like, okay, what do I really want this for? Hips. More hips. Sorry, been sitting for a while. Needed to do that. That's what's going to make it good. And again, that Riso is an error because it's first edition on it. The end of this, like whoever's going to be worth more, is going to depend on utility. Right now, the utility, I would say, I would be more hopeful. I'd be more like, which one's going to give utility? Is it going to be DC or is it going to be Disney? Disney. Disney's probably, if I had to, take a guess, gun to my head, probably going to, implement utility for some of their stuff. What's it going to be? I don't know. The metaverse. Disney filed for their metaverse. Did DC? Let's see. Did DC file? Oh God. File for a metaverse. Largest publisher. Yeah, no. Okay, what is the DC metaverse? I think if I ask that, it's just going to be no. It's not going to give me a straight answer. Is it DDC? Oh, the DC, the database universe, almost theatrical rather than actual. No. So no, there's no. But if I Google, did Disney file for a metaverse? Yeah. Even if some elements let think it, Disney had well hidden its game concerning the metaverse. We learned that the company fined a patent at the end of December for the design of a virtual world simulator. So yeah, that's right front and center. So it would stand to reason that the ability of these two, to give it, let's just say for their metaverse, Walt would have that better chance for utility. Walt would have that better chance. So that's what it would come down to. Short term, I would not sell that. Selling one thing to get another is, if you're doing that because you liked it, I'd say hey, you know what? Like let's say if someone is like, I got the Star Wars thing because like my dad or my boyfriend told me to, whatever, and I got it, but I don't really like it, but I really like these things. If you didn't care about money and you just cared like what you like to collect, which is fine, I would say do it. But because you said that your priority in Veve is to make money and that's why you asked, I would definitely keep that Walt. I would not sell it. Even like the only time I would sell that is if I saw like, which used to happen a lot more often, where I would see like somebody selling like a sub 100 for like not too high off the floor. I'd be like, oh my god. So like I've done that a couple times. I got very, very lucky on the ultra rare Spider-Man, which I got at the time. The floor was like, I think it was like 8K, and the ultra rare it was like 8.9K, and the ultra rare Spider-Man number like 64 or whatever I got for like 12K, and at the time, what you would see, the average is the sub 100s would be 4x of what the ultra rare is. It'd almost be the same as a secret rare. And I was like, okay, this is dumb. So I got that, and I literally doubled that in like a couple of days. Not even a week. And then it's like, okay, this is dumb. But so if you can find a deal like that, and your Walt is like your only grail, be like, hey, I can buy this at this value. And again, price is what you pay, and value is what you get. So I got a great value deal because I paid like 12K for something that I sold for 24, 25K a couple days later, where the market didn't move that much. It's just I bought something really undervalued, put it up. If you can sell that Walt for something like that, where you're paying a certain amount, but the value you're getting is a lot higher, then I would say, okay, that's a little more understandable. You could just buy that Walt back after you sell it and net the gems, and then maybe put that towards something. But right now, let's take what Walt is right now. He's got to be about like what, 8K. He might have gone up a little bit, since the after the Vadering after the Vadering. Um, he's at 9K. So also let me tell you, I sold my Riso and a couple of other things for that Walt. I know a couple of people stacking Risos, sure, but I know multiple whales stacking multiple Walts. And I don't mean like a couple, like one or two. There are those things, but I mean like, yeah, like they're going hard. Dr. Profit doesn't just have like 8% of those Walts like for a flex or for his health. That is an investment. Like he's not hecking around. Like everything that man does, absolutely calculated. Got to be smarter than me. I mean, if you're worth like 9 figures, got to be smart. He might even be a billionaire. I don't even know. Really love to get him on the podcast. So I would not sell your Walt for that first edition, just because right now Walt has a little bit more going for him than that particular set, just because of the fact that Disney has filed for the metaverse, DC has not. Reese came on Taps' stream and said that Walt would be $100,000. He didn't say that for anything else. He has not said that for any other collectible. Now, does Reese know everything that's going on in the company? No, because he has one certain job, and Alex has a certain job, and Noah's got a certain job. They compartmentalize everything. So, for him to go and say that about this thing, it's like, okay, well, he at least must know something on why that's... again, DC is very, very loose with their IP, and you can't even go and Google what's the first Batman NFT, and it's not even going to show you. But the first Walt, the first Mickey. So yeah, I would definitely keep that Walt for right now. Now that being said, could things do a 180 in a couple of years? Where let's say at the end of this decade, let's say Disney tries to buy Veve, and Veve says, after again years from now, after everything's implemented, like. But again, there's a rumor going like a few months back, is Disney going to try to buy Veve? I did a video on it. I was like, guys, Veve doesn't have MTL. They're riddled with bots. They have no OMI utility. Like they're not going to try to buy Veve right now. It's a little ridiculous. But let's say they do one day, or they try to one day, and Veve says, and let's say they say no. It's like, no, we think this is worth more, whatever the reason. And it's like, okay, well, we're going to take our stuff because we have the ability to do whatever we want, and we're going to pull it. Now, obviously, Disney wouldn't do that because that would be really stupid. Like again, like, you don't want to anger your customers. You don't, like, Disney's supposed to be the happiest place on earth. You never want to anger them. But let's say, I have a new CEO that is just even more bat crazy insane, and they say that, like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do some wild cowboy stuff, and I'm going to start doing these crazy things to try to make a name for himself. And then and then DC, let's say Warner Brothers, Time Warner, whatever, they turn themselves around, they file for their metaverse, it's a huge success, and they say, hey, we're going to go on this marketing campaign to right the wrongs that were had in the past, and we're going to give the Todd and everything, you do that type of thing, in a few years, and there's no utility for Walt, but there is utility for Todd and Riso and everyone there, and everyone that has that set can get whatever. Yeah, then that's possible, sure. But I think odds are on Walt's probably over the other two sets. Just over that set, just because of the utility that I think will be granted in the future, whatever it may be. So yeah, moving on. Thank you for the super chat. I hope that was a good enough answer for you. Oh man, these naked fun. No, get out of here. Report. Unwanted. Spam. Yes. Okay. Remove. Oh yeah, get out of here, guys. Okay, so we have Milham says, hey buddy, how you doing? What's going on, Milham? I hope you're doing well. I'm so sorry, I'm over an hour hour away. Jordan Reese says, yo Randy, what's up, Jordan Reese? Not a bot says, could we see a Vader secret rare in the future? Probably not. Brandy Babe says, Milham is a poopy butt. I love you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, I don't see a Vader secret rare in the future. That would really, a lot of the ultra rare fans would be really salty about that. Nathan Hanna says, what up, Randy? Hey, from Australia. A lot of Australia peeps in here. Good times. Says, how cool would it be if they made Vader's face behind the mask? Oh, that'd be epic. No, it's naked HD back. Yeah, I see that now. Tony Dolce says, Vader hits 5K plus. Considering we didn't have MTL, do you think Vader will drop once we have MTL? I think it depends, and I'm going to get I'm doing a water refill here. doing a water refill. I saw on TikTok that this guy, he wanted to say like he wanted to, it's called like a rejection something. He wanted to get rejected for like 100 days straight. He's like, I'm gonna ask people absurd questions just to be told no, just so I get used to being rejected. I was like, okay, that's a cool thought experiment. So he goes up to this one place like, can I get a burger refill? And the guy's like, what? It's like, it's like a soda refill, but like with a burger. And he's like, we don't really do that here. Like, no. So he keeps doing it, and eventually people are like, sure. Somebody actually did. They gave him the burger refill. I thought of that because of the water refill. Anyway, I'm gonna try to do that in someplace. So I think with the people that are here right now, that you got this on the drop, or you get this on, $1,000, $2,000, whatever. It goes to $5,000, more than double your money. Yeah, YOLO. Even if you've got a 2,400, sell it at $5,000. Yeah, sure, I'll double my money. Nothing wrong with taking a profit. Now, do I think, is that early and yeah, for the future, sure, but again, really nothing wrong with doing that. There's always new product. There's always new things to make money on. Probably not something you really should sell long term. Again, if for the money, but yeah, MTL, you'll probably see. I don't want to say paper hands. There are people that have been in here for a while. My voice is going, and there's people that are, that are just younger. They're kids. Like, hey, if they have $100,000 worth of things, and they're like, listen, I could pay off my mortgage. I'm gonna pay off my mortgage. This way, I have no mortgage. It's okay. You put like $4,000 or $5,000 into this, a year ago, and suddenly, when this goes back up, you have 80, 90,000. Like, okay, paying off a mortgage. Okay, now you're 30 something with no mortgage. It's fantastic. It's gonna happen. No, it says most people that want out already sold off and chilling in gems, or they sold them 50% off. That's another good point. A lot of people have already gone off. Justin says Vader will surge. Wes says Vader is the GOAT of Veve. He's very, very good. Justin says, why is Ray okay with using the Youngling Slayer 9000? I guess just because. It's fine. I mean, it was Luke, so I guess it kind of washes out any evil that it had once done. No, Guitar says Vader dumping now, 2200. My life is over. It says, dang it, Walmart is closed. Can't buy. I love you so much. I need to take a picture of that. That is the greatest comment I've ever read. Dang it, Walmart is closed. I love you, man. Anthony, thank you for the super chat. There's Todd Batman versus Darth Vader Ultra Rare. It's more long term. Again, it'll come down to utility, but it's a coin flip. Come down to utility. I don't know. Todd's got some things going for it. So does Vader. Again, I gave you that answer before. I hope you remember. Big A says it's Todd. Only reason we're even debating is because of FOMO pumping Vader right now. When it dies down, Vader comes back down to Earth around Superman price range, in my opinion. Oh, I don't know if he'll be around Superman price range. Superman's great, and he looks fantastic. He's not animated though. Doesn't say Superman looks worse and isn't animated. And there's more mints. Yeah, there's more mints, but I mean, he looks great. I think so, again, minus the leg. Just says his kid went by. I don't know if that'll affect the price. Probably not. And again, like why they did that is because it's not Superman that went by. It's his kid, and his kid, is not gay. He just came out by. And now, granted, that was one of the most sold or pre-sold like comics like in a while. Now, why? Probably because everyone that never really bought comics before, they're like, oh, Superman's son is by, and like, I'm gonna, yeah. So you have like a lot of the local outlets gonna buy that. How many of those people are gonna go buy like that next issue and the next one? Probably not a lot of them. But yeah, that, I mean, go where the money is, and they're a loud minority. So if you want to go where the money is, you can't fault them. You can't fault them for doing that cash grab. Like, why does Target, like, we're about to enter in the next couple of days, like the Pride Month, Target, Walmart, everyone's going to be like, oh, rainbow this, rainbow that. Why? To get that money. Get that LGBTQA plus money. Jack Long says, Randy, is Throg considered scarce? So we were supposed to get a Throg scene in the Loki series. Like, it was filmed and everything. Like, they had filmed it, and even Chris Hemsworth, who was in lockdown at the time in like Australia, but he like lent his voice. He was a total bro. It's like, oh yes, yes, I'll lend my voice. Like he was supposed to be Throg. Like you actually do see Throg a little bit while they're going down through the land, and you see a tiny Mjolnir that Throg is supposed to get, but that's not the Thor Throg. This is the Walter Simonson Throg or the Simon Walterson one. I can never remember which one it is. Let's take a look at Marvel. Hey, what the fudge? Why is it not under Marvel? Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go to my sets, because I know I have it in the full sets. Let's see, under Throg. No, there's Deadpool, there's the Loki, there's Thor. Okay, it's under Throg. It was, yep, Frog Mjolnir, becomes Silver Thor, yep, Silver Enchantment Hunter. Oh, it doesn't say who it was. This is Mighty Frog Mjolnir. Yeah. Again, he's either Walter Simonson or Simon Walterson. Again, the writer for him is one, and the actual character is another. Is black dude. They made him like a brown frog. That was hysterical. So is he scarce? And again, Thor, Chris Hemsworth lent his voice. So let me finish that story. Lent his voice to them so he could voice Throg. Loki gets the crap beat out of him from Throg. It's supposed to be really cool, but I don't know why they cut it down. Like that would have been one of like the most epic moments. Like it's like, but yeah, they didn't have that one. So let me go and take a look here. There's 4,200 of them, and that's just of the rare, right? Okay, let's go to the ultra rare here. There's all right, 2,080. So there's a little less than 2%. There's like 1.5%. There's 34 on them. He's only 143. These are up to like $700 at one point, I believe. Yeah, these are scarce because you can go and spend about say 1,700 and buy the first 10, and it goes from 143 and then it goes to $210. And then to spend another 1,400. You can only buy that. Only buys you 5, and then it goes to 420. Blaze it, and then you only buy 3 for another like almost 1,500. Okay, then it goes to 600. Another 1,500. Yeah. The next 2 get you from 1,250. So these are scarce. I don't really see these going crazy. I think if you want to put like 1,500 in it, raise it from 143 to 210, you could, but I think there's a better way to spend 1,700. Getting one of them's not bad. But again, he's not really animated though. And if you don't want that ultra rare, for 143, which is not a bad deal. Oh my God, the rare's at 35. That's so cheap because the blind box he was $50. So I wonder what the uncommon is. God, the uncommon's $20. It's $20. This is the first appearance. This is like a yeah, people might want, because again, he's part of the Pet Avengers, and you're gonna want. I guarantee you, they do that in the MCU. They'll do the Young Avengers first. I think Alligator Loki will be the Young Avengers mascot, and then he'll veer off to the Pet Avengers. I have a feeling. Like I noticed. I know what they're doing. They're definitely doing Young Avengers, but why was Kid Loki carrying Alligator Loki at the end of the Loki series? They both survived. I think because Alligator Loki got his own comic spin-off, was really great. That is superior Loki. They're pushing. And even though Alligator Loki's not in the Pet Avengers officially, he wasn't created during that time. He was created for the show. But again, some of the greatest characters like Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn wasn't in the comics. She was created for the Batman the Animated Series. So popular, they just made her into a comic book character. Now she's amazeballs. Love her. So Throg, that ultra rare is, yeah. I mean, there's not that much of them. Digital Phase Sports says Superman, best looking app. He's very good. Is the blue chrome Superman Veve's idea? Was it a copy? No, that's a copy. Like every DC item that they have is a statue, and they just copied that. Copied the statue. Marvel though, that's different. It's a copy, physical, collectible. Agreed. Just as I don't see a soul when I look in Superman's eyes. This is okay. Michael says, Randy, have you gotten any insight from Gary Vee and his team that they actually invest into Veve or Omi? Surprising how out of the loop he seems on socials. Yeah, so I actually do know somebody that knows him personally, and I'm surprised I didn't ask him about this. But and okay, so I'm gonna say this with the utmost respect, because again, like 2020, 2021, well, mostly 2020, where I was going to, yeah, I was working like I was working what David Hughes' schedule is now, 16, 18 hours a day. Um, and I remember at night coming home after work and the gym, and just after filming 4 YouTube videos, I would upload 2 at night and I would upload 2 in the morning. Actually, no, I would make another video for that, but yeah, I would upload like 4 videos. Um, I would go and look at my, I'd print out my eBay stuff at work. Like, here's all the cards that sold. Let me go and print out the stuff at work. And I would go home and I would package. I have another card that I just sold. It's cheap cards, like $70 something. That I have to put out tomorrow. But I would go and I would, cut out the cardboard, tape it all up, wrap it in bubble wrap, and as I would be doing that and wrapping them up and putting the labels on there for the next morning after I go to the gym, and after I upload some more videos and after I write the scripts for some more, I used to do scripts for my videos. I would go to get all my packages, and I would go to the post office at 9. But while I was packaging those cards up and thinking, like, what am I doing? Like, I am just spinning my freaking wheels, and I was making money, but oh my god, I was so tired. What kept me going was Gary Vee. What kept me going was him saying, like, you're 20, and he would curse, and he'd be like, you have so many years, you're young, do this while you're young. And Jordan Peterson saying, like, hey, find out where your limits are when you're younger, because you don't want to be 30 or, God forbid, 40 years old and then find out that you have to do something, then you find out you can't do it. So I'd be listening to Gary Vee every single day, for that motivational stuff. So he's very motivational, very good at what he does, but I think a lot of what he does, he just outworks everyone. He just flat out outworks everyone, just posting content everywhere. He's very good at what he does, but and again, how does he get influence? He gets influence because of what he does and flipping and his social media presence. But if we're talking about numbers and being undervalued and like overvalued, and as far I think I got him in that. I will put my, give us a company, give me and Gary Vee, not that he would ever have time for this, but give me and Gary Vee any random company out there, give me their books, show me their profit and loss, show me their balance sheet, show me everything that they would get on their filings, tax returns, whatever, Q1, and, give me interviews that person has done, or interviews that person has gone on, over the last like 5-10 years or whatever. I guarantee you I would be better at valuing that company. Like, what undervalued, overvalued, what should I buy this? Like, so the reason I bring that up is because Gary Vee's forte, like his raison d'etre, that's more like, yeah, like his reason for living, whatever, is from flipping, and is from, how does he expect to buy the jets? To buy a lot of things that were undervalued and then flip them, after putting, hard work into them. So if you have someone like Gary Vee that is his again, his forte is just flipping and outworking and media presence, he might have just seen a Comey or Veve as another company that's like, okay, you want my presence, you want my audience, and he says like, okay, $1 million, okay, can't do it, okay, oh well. And he might not have really looked into him. He might not have just been like, hey, I respect what you're doing, blah, 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 and he's going to invest in Recur because they're doing something similar. And now he's obviously stepped away from Recur. That's why I think Gary Vee is not invested. I think I don't want to say that if he was smart, you don't get to where he is without being very intelligent, at least in a couple different ways. But I just don't think he took a good look at them. I think if he did take a good look at them, then yes, he definitely has them. He definitely has Veve. But if he didn't, if he just, like, again, you could have the smartest person in the world, but if you don't show them where to look, if you don't say, hey, look at this, they could just miss it. So yeah, it depends on whether he looked into them or not. Credo Insomnia says Gary is doing it intentionally. Um, I mean, maybe, maybe. Digital Phase Sports says, I just want Yu-Gi-Oh! On Veve. One Blue Eyes. Oh, that'd be great. Crypto Insomnia says Gary. Well, Wes says Gary is a closet Veve addict. Maybe. Does says the question is he will ever change his Veve name to his actual name? Probably not. Modric the Collector says bought the Altogether Now Steamboat for under 1K. Very nice. John P says what are the top 3 collectibles released or unreleased? Mine is Secret Rare Charizard, Secret Rare Jesus, and Walt. Charizard wouldn't be the secret rare. Charizard would maybe be like a rare. And why I say that is because in the lore of Pokemon, well, in the cards, Charmander and everything, they're very common. It's like, oh, but it says in the bottom right corner, it's got a star. It means it's rare. There are tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Charizards, hundreds of thousands. The trophy card is very rare, but let's say in the anime, they're considered a little rare, but they're still ubiquitously used enough so that they can go and give them out to all the trainers of Pallet Town. You can have your Squirtle, your Charmander, your Bulbasaur, Pikachu, and Eevee. So that they're ubiquitous enough that they're used for trainers that may or may not survive, like legit survive. There's a lot of things that could kill them in Viridian Forest. You go into Viridian Forest, get stung by a Beedrill, you don't have antidote. I'm surprised there aren't they should make an adult version or a teen version. It's like, oh, this person must have died. Like how they have people climb Mount Everest. Oh, that person's boots. Okay, guess they're dead. So I would say Mewtwo and Mew would be the secret rares of Pokemon. And then again, there's so many of those things. Like, okay, what? You're going to give a secret rare to Jirachi? You're going to give a secret rare to Rayquaza? You're going to secret rare to Lugia and Ho-Oh? I mean, you could. There's thousands, or not thousands, there's hundreds of Pokemon, and maybe you get a dozen or two. So, I mean, well, when you have, like, the legendary birds, I think they would be ultra rare. And I think, like, in, like, the newer games, let's say, like, Terrakion, Cobalt, and those guys, they would be, like, the ultra rare as well. So yeah, legendary birds would be probably ultra rare. Again, they could do, they really wanted to. Hey, here's the starters. That's one set. Here's the evolutions. Here's the second set. By the way, here's the the top tier evolutions. That's and that become the other set, and they could all be secret. Yeah, no. What would be for Charizard would probably be the same thing for Blastoise and Venusaur. Just makes sense. They're not going to single Charizard out. They would want to keep things pretty uniform. But my top 3, I guess, would be Mewtwo or Mew. That'd be one. Yeah, you said unreleased. I think. I mean, Mario's got to be the common, right? If we ever get Nintendo, Mario would be the common. Luigi would be a common. I guess like Peach would be. They'd make Peach like a thirst trap. I know it. Zero Suit Zamus. Oh my God, Zero Suit Zamus would be a thirst trap as well. I would say, oh God, if they make Toad like an ultra rare, I would lose my mind. No Toad, no. Yoshi would be a cool secret rare. I don't know, Bowser, Rosalina, secret rare. Older people might not know who she is, but yeah, she'd be. So we got the Mew/Mewtwo secret rare, Rosalina secret rare. And we really stick with Nintendo here. Let's say unreleased. Randy Chavez secret rare. Go. We got Modular Collectors. I don't think the Jesus NFT will go over well. Digital Face Force is John. You forgot the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Oh yeah, he's so cool. No, this is what if Veve never comes out with utility for current NFTs? Will Veve die? Just what gems? What to buy? I'm sure there will be things that will have utility. Darth Chaos says all D+ shows are great. D+, yeah. Batilio says hello, Randy. What's going on? Darth Chaos says an hour. Oh, I'm actually only like 40 minutes behind on comments right now. Jim Adler says, hey bro, what do you think the Vader will go down to 1K? If it goes down there, maybe I'll get one. I don't know. I'm not sure. Noah Guitar says, can a whale gift me like 20K gems? Consider it charity deductible. I'll love you forever. I love you. I love you, Nomad. So this says, I love you, Randy, but I realize Omi coin is garbage. I mean, right now it has no utility, but Yeah, no, I'm still buying more whenever I can. Like that is severely undervalued. Now it could go down more. That can go down to 3 zeros, depending on what Bitcoin does. But we'll see. No guitars. Spider-Man is the goat on the app. End of the day, Secret Rare Spider-Man is impossible to get for normal people, so Ultra is where us normal people go. Fair point. PBS Kids, thank you for your service, Randy. Oh, cheers, mate. Thank you for appreciate the support. Anthony M, thank you for the super chat. This is me again, dude. Partner statue. If you sell the partner statue, you can buy the whole Batman Black and White series in one set. In your opinion, the Batman set would be worth more than partners long term. My priority is make money, is why I asked. So I do think that Batman set will probably be 500K one day, and the reason why is just because the amount of mints that, again, you can't complete that set unless you have a reso. Only 1750 were made, but I'm pretty sure like only 1,500 people will get that set. Again, over the next couple of years. Will people start to sell in like 2030? Before then, sure. That set gets to 50K, done. Why? Because that's like a down payment on a house. I guess it depends where you are. 100, maybe at 100K, they'll sell that. Yeah, I would definitely stay with the wall. Justin says everyone talks about a lot of Batmans, but there's quite a few Spider-Men. Also true. Good point. Rich Ace, the real Randy Chavez, is your friend a collector or mint number 66? That's my friend. Yeah, collector of 66. He is for Star Wars. For Vader, he was. Yeah. Anthony M says, at Big A, I'll be honest, man, my faith in Batman NFTs got shook when they released Bat-Cows with all its utility and hero cards. Those are cool. Like, again, those are still cool projects. Anthony M says, real Randy Chavez, appreciate you, man. Thanks for your time and all your help. I'm lucky enough to have all the golden moments, partners included. So heckin' blessed. Yeah, you are. Dude, good for you, mate. Simon Wazer says, good morning from Switzerland. Good morning, senor. I completely missed the 3-hour Patreon member shout out. I'll do that soon. Vincent Gahn says, Randy, I just finished work and will be listening to your sweet voice as I drive. I'm weighing up between my first Todd or a Vader. Both are really good. Merc says, number 1, MC1 Secret Rare. That's like the best comic on here. Yeah. KT says, Veve is being held up by less than 30,000 users, the majority of whom are recycling gems. Price will keep going down as more NFTs are added to the app. Veve needs to announce Pokemon to bring in new users. Veve doesn't need Pokemon. Veve doesn't need Nintendo. Veve doesn't need anything else but what it has right now. Now, obviously, they can get whoever they want, but yeah, they don't need them. But it's not like everyone's just recycling the gems. Again, there are millions of gems bought from the store, not even people buying off market, like from Veve, and millions are being put into Veve each week. Now, to your credit, there is about 125 million gems that are sitting on sidelines. How many of them wait for cash out? Probably a decent amount. How many of them waiting for things to bottom out? I don't know. Probably a little bit more. We'll see. But yeah, people are. Again, they don't need Pokemon to bring. They don't need Harry Potter. They don't need Lord of the Rings. Would we love those? Yeah, absolutely. But they don't need that at all. Merc says number 2 would be Partners. Number 3 is Secret Rare Spider-Man. Number 4 is Todd. I would put Fantastic Four number 1 ahead of. I would definitely put that up there as well. Because again, like as much as we love the Todd, as much as we love the resale, like those physical statues, like $1,000 maybe. That physical Fantastic Four number 1 in a high grade, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not $1 million. So I would definitely put some comics up there. Because the only reason I'm saying that is because you put the MC1 as number 1, Fantastic Four number 1, Fantastic Four number 5, Strange Tales 110. Yeah, all of these are. Does this Pokemon fans need a game? I mean, we get games all the time. There's a lot of Pokemon games. I played most of them. Anthony answered that, Real Randy Chavez, dude. When you answered my first super chat and said Batman Series 1 could be $500,000, my brain almost exploded. That's why I compared it to Partner Statue. I mean, again, if you take a look at how many. Again, what I said before is just people that don't care about Batman will still buy it because it's the first set. Just collect, because I've seen it in Pokemon, where people come from Magic, they come from sports, they come from coin collectors, and like, what's your top of the top? Like, how many people get asked about like an Illustrator or like a super secret battle promo, or like, people want the top of the top. And like, okay, well, Trophy Cards can't get. I might as well get a Charizard. I'll get one of those. or or they'll get I'll just get the whole first set, which my opinion is that whole first set, first edition PSA 10 is artwork on that is just so nostalgic, so good. So things again, Shadowless Underground, but again, I bring to that point, why do I think it's going to be like that? Because this is a new medium, this is a new technology. No money's in this yet, and that set was already at one point over $30,000 with just us in here. With a bunch of bots as well, but it's really just us. That set was over $30,000. Actually, cooking at like almost $40K for the set, and that was with just us. That was with again, a few thousand people. It's not a lot. Once you get like ETH whales in here, easily done. I mean, again, when you get to like high level artwork, not even talking about NFTs, that Andy Warhol, would that sell for $100 something million? Let's take a look. That's important. Andy Warhol, Marilyn Monroe, that sold for $195 million. So, there's people that, I'll spend 9 figures on that. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll spend almost $200 million on this. Absolutely no problem. And why? Because that's just what they want to do. Okay, good. Moving on here. So that's why I think it can reach that at some point. Noah Guitar says, 1 Spider-Man, 2 Walt, 3 Vader. Comics are too hyped. Like I went into comic stores and showed comic guys and told them, they're like, nah. Again, like a lot of those guys, they're just not in yet. They will at some point. That's people like looking at Bitcoin in like 2012 or 2014. Nah. 2018. Nah. Oh man, all these naked people. Naked people got to go. Yes. Okay. Yep. Okay. Gonna get in there again. Remove. And remove that one. Okay. There we go. Michael Edwards says Vader's taking over Veve. Vader takes over Veve. Noah Guitar says MC, let's go. Wooloo says WTF. Yeah, I don't know why those people are in here. Noah Guitar says my collectibles. R2 versus Ultra Rare Spider-Man. I think we did that one before, didn't we? Wooloo707 says we need MCP and OUP. MCP, OUP. Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully we'll get that soon. Bangers with Mash, what's going on? It says protect Randy at all costs. Oh, Bay. Thank you so much. I hope my friends still aren't listening to this, because I told them like it was just going to be like the first 20 minutes, and I've been going for 3.5 hours. So when someone says, hey, oh god, why is my Snapchat? Okay. Protect Randy at all costs. I'm going to draw a circle around that. Bangers with Mash. There you go. Okay. I'm putting that on the Snapchat. Gotta do that every now and then. Moving on. Abby S says, would you consider Ultra Rare Vader and Secret Star Wars comic grails or not? The Vader is, the Star Wars is like, I mean, Secret Rare might be considered, I don't know, because the Secret Rare, that physical comic, goes for like $6,000 or $7,000, not a ton. Will that go up to like 5 figures? Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't consider the comic a grail, because the grails that I know are worth tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. The Vader, it's definitely up there. Definitely up there. Again, a lot of this I do think will come down to utility, but yeah, as of right now, Vader's one of the best on the markets. Says there's so many other mints besides the Spider-Man, 1,000 secret rares in the set, and it doesn't affect the price. That's a good point. Good point. Doge Pack says, hey bro, Vader, and hit the like button. Hope all is well. Thank you. Because what about Superman? Nobody talk about him anymore. I still love him. He's great. He's like one of the OGs. Gotta love him. I'm gonna X out of a bunch of things here. So I'm gonna do one last Patreon member shout out. What am I gonna do? I only have 17% on my phone. Okay. So I only have 17% on my phone. I'm gonna go and do one last Patreon member shout out, and then that's it, because I've been talking for a long time. Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty, yes you do. Times Square can't shine as bright as you, I swear it's true. Hey there, Delilah, don't you worry about the distance. I'm right here if you get lonely. Give this song another listen. Close your eyes. Listen to my voice, it's my disguise. I'm by your side. Everyone, please check out at HeyDaveDonna and at King Mavs Forever over on Twitter. Standoff Chart and King Mavs over on the Veve app. Kobe Clarkson, Omi Player One over on the YouTube. Raytax.eth domain name. Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Veve Las Vegas, Tap Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sody Pop Media, Veve Darklink, Meta Lemon, Veve Vibes, and Nomad with Guitar on the YouTube. Nomad Guitar on Twitter as well. At Wet Wizard Veve and Gary O at 1234CA3, all on the Twitter. Digital Phase Sports says he's my goat. Love you guys. Thank you all so much for the super chats and for being here. Y'all are my bays. Thank you for listening to me rant and rave. Always. I love you all. Bye bye, Dashi. Bye bye, Dashi. Bye.